Chronicles of Yarnia, the podcast from Montclair's local yarn store. I'm Jen.
Amanda.
Kathleen.
And we are a podcast all about knitting and crocheting and yarn and things you can do with yarn, and sometimes we digress.
Yeah.
And
we have opinions.
We have opinions.
I have a little embroidery this week, too.
Oh,
Not
nice.
with me, but
Nice.
a little video.
Aw,
of
okay.
Talk
it.
about
Cool.
it. Yeah. I actually have finished objects this week.
I have finished objects this week.
I'm
They're very
gobsmacked. I know, it's impressive.
It's
Like, we're
that time of-
impressive. It's that time of year.
Yeah, where you have to finish your projects. 'Cause
Speaking of that time of year, we are dressed for holidays because this is like our, the last podcast before Christmas, right?
That's right.
it is, yes.
It is, indeed.
And Hanukkah is ongoing now. We are on
The next recording day is Boxing
4?
Day.
That's right.
Oh,
But
right.
we said we'd move it to the next day.
But we're going to move it.
Yes, because
But that won't affect your schedule.
Yes.
You'll see. You'll see it.
We
when
celebrate
you see
Boxing
That's
Day.
our buffer time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have a New Year's podcast.
Yeah,
Basically.
we will.
Or New Year's Eve-ish.
Oh, New Year's Eve-ish. I know. We'll have booze then, because we're not punchy enough now.
We
That would
should.
be a good idea.
Yeah, we should.
Do
Boozy
that.
brunch.
Well, like we did on our 100th episode. We had
Yeah.
a little toast.
Because
That's a
can
good
you
idea.
imagine? This is us on caffeine. Can you imagine us drinking?
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, I made homemade Irish cream before Bailey's.
Oh, wow.
Again, thank you, Smitten Kitchen.
Yes.
Because
She's the
default.
best.
Now, this
Yeah,
actually
totally.
had been. My sister-in-law gave us some homemade Irish cream a couple of years ago, and then I was like, "Where did you get this recipe? Because it's magic." And she's like, "Oh my god, it's so easy!" And I'm like, "Smitten Kitchen."
I'm
Deb.
actually-
Thanks, Deb.
I got to look that up and message it.
Oh my god, it's so easy.
You know what? I'm like
It's
the
so
only person.
simple.
I cannot do alcohol and cream at the same time.
Well,
I just can't.
You
That's okay, I'll
can.
take your share.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
I can
So-
do alcohol. I can do cream. I do not do them together.
When we record,
I don't know
if
why.
we have any left, because I did make a double batch and I gave some of it away, but not a full half of it away.
Uh-huh.
Because friends of ours had a holiday party.
I'm
this
linking
past
this
weekend.
below, guys.
It is so good. And then if you look in the comments of it, somebody else has you can do a horchata where instead of the cocoa you swap in cinnamon and then you use tequila instead of the Jamesons. And then I was like, ooh, someone else was like, you could do a coconut cream. You can't do a coconut
Can't
cream.
do that either.
You could do a coconut cream with rum. And I was like,
Oh.
And is that like a coquito or something? Isn't there's
Coquito.
I think it's like a Cuban Christmassy kind of drink.
yeah.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, it's good. And
Again,
it's
that I do with the cream.
4 ingredients. It's so easy.
Wow.
Was it evaporated milk, cocoa, and sweetened condensed milk, cocoa, Jameson's whiskey, and some form of dairy.
Mm-hmm.
You can use cream, you can use half and half, you could use a mix, you could use milk, you can make it lighter. But, oh my god, so good. If there's any left, I'll bring it and we'll, Amanda and I
Yeah.
will drink that and we'll
I'll
get
do champagne. I'm very happy with champagne. Always.
Shams.
You're happy with your-
Shams for the Kathleen.
I never, it's funny. A lot of things that people can't drink or don't like to drink, or because I had a bad experience with it once.
Yeah.
I never did. I just never. It was just like in my weird brain. It was one of those things that never went together. And everyone in my family would be having Baileys or whatever, and I'd be like,
I know, you're like, oh, milk,
no,
whiskey.
get it away.
And then you have it and you're like, it's delicious.
Just no, I can't do it. I can't. Will not pass my lips.
Yeah, you absolutely need to. You guys absolutely need to.
I already messaged it.
You're like, here you go.
Cool.
I expect it ready for me when I get home.
That would be great.
And IKEA has really great bottles that you can do to
Fun.
fill. So if you wanted to make
pretty.
for gifties.
That would actually be really fun. Oh, okay. Hold on. I have to message
That
this
is a
while I
nice
think about it.
idea.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
why you think about it.
Yeah, but I'm going to think about it when I edit this podcast, so I don't actually have to. I won't. But yeah,
I'll make the note
I'm
then.
sending
You
gifts.
make the note then.
Sending gifts.
Amanda, make yourself a note.
I know.
But it's such, it's such a good little, and you don't have to add the whiskey. You can just make it virgin too. Which the boys were like, can I have some of that? I'm like, absolutely not. This is a mommy drink.
Yeah. No, it was for our dance studio. We always give something to all the instructors.
Oh,
last
That's
year,
so nice. Yeah.
last year what we did, which I think was they because a lot of people give them booze.
Mm-hmm.
we gave them mixers and
Yes.
recipe cards.
That's so nice.
So smart.
Right?
Yep.
So we
Yeah,
got
so you
like
can
a
use some of it
whole
up,
box
like,
of mixers, like good
Like the good mix.
Yeah.
with the recipe
that's
cards
a
so
good
you know what to do
idea.
with them. Yeah.
I never know what to ask for.
That's
Because
a good idea.
my birthday and Christmas are 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
So, but that, I may put that down, because I have a lot of booze, but sometimes I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you can
good
also
mixers.
get like
Put that down.
flavored cocktail syrup. So
Yes,
all you need
yes.
to do to make the cocktail or
Yeah.
a cocktail is like some seltzer or soda water
Mhm.
or tonic, a little bit of the syrup, and then like
Yes.
Love stuff like that, and then your
Did I
alcohol
tell
of
you?
choice.
We made toasted marshmallow simple syrup.
Ooh,
Oh,
no,
yum. That
tell
sounds
me.
It
so
was really
good.
good.
You did.
Wow.
That's me. You
We
did.
took it for Thanksgiving.
Do you make it and then do you make the toasted
We
marshmallows
make
and
the
then melt
toasted
them,
marshmallows
basically?
and then
And then
put the
dissolve them?
simple syrup. No, no, or was it infused something? I don't
Infused
know what we
vodka?
made. I'll also put that recipe down below.
Yeah.
Because obviously I wasn't the cook. Chad made it,
Yeah.
and then we brought it to Alabama. It was awesome.
That sounds
It
really cool.
that
That's
sounds
see,
really
tasted
good.
like a s'more.
I'd be down for the toasted marshmallows.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I used
Not
to
dairy.
years ago.
Right.
I made a whole bunch of infused liquors. Basically, like I made infused vodka, infused tequila, infused rum, with like vanilla beans and like star anise and pineapple, fresh pineapple. And let me
yum.
tell you, eating that pineapple, like I made a pineapple vanilla rum, where it was like just basically an entire cut up pineapple, dumped rum over it,
Oh my god!
and then threw in a couple of vanilla beans.
That
And
sounds amazing.
that pineapple also afterwards, I was like,
bet.
you have been well preserved. I
Well,
will
that's-
eat you.
That's something like we're getting the bottles at IKEA,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
doing 6 of them or 8 of them is super easy. Now,
Yes, yeah.
unfortunately,
It's
you're
a
seeing
good
this on
gift for
December
multiples.
23rd.
Probably a little too late to help you this year, unless
Well-
you're a last minute person, and then this
Well,
would be
You can get the bottles or even a mason jar, right?
yeah, much
Pack
easier to
it,
procure.
pack it full, dump some liquor on it,
yes!
wrap it up,
With
and then
instructions.
Tell
say
them how long to
open
hold
in
it
4
for.
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you're set. That's awesome.
Right?
And also, by that time, like, you're ready for something new, right?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes everything right at the same time is not.
Sometimes it's too much,
It kind
and
of
you're
you
like,
get
I
able
need
to
a little
overload.
something to like spark up January.
That's so smart.
Absolutely
Or
love that.
if you know those people do like a dry January or something like that, you can be like
Open
open
February
this
1st.
February
February
1st.
Yeah.
After your dry January. I mean, I have my own homemade vanilla because I got like basically like seconds of vanilla beans off of eBay, and like sometimes they're
Interesting.
split, sometimes they're not good enough
They're
to
not
sell
pretty
regular.
pods.
They're not pretty pods. So any
that's
that weren't,
brilliant.
and it was cheap. Any that weren't split, I split them, and then I packed them into this giant Weck jar that I got at the Container Store. It was this big.
Wow.
Packed
God.
them all in. It's literally like a pound of vanilla beans. Packed
my
them all
goodness.
in, and then dumped. I can't remember if I used. I think I used vodka. I used a not a bad vodka, but not a great
Not a
vodka.
super
I did that when I used to have a share house out in the Hamptons. That's what I would do, was take the bottles and just fill it with vodka, one vanilla bean, a real vanilla bean split in there.
Yeah, that makes
With-
a good flavored
with
vodka.
soda, like a Coke.
So good.
So good. Oh
But-
my goodness, so much better than any like regular
But-
sorbet mixer.
To make the extract, you need more than one. Like
Oh.
to make a flavored
to make
vodka.
extract,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to make an
I
extract,
was
you
a
need
big
a lot.
extract.
Yeah.
But like I dumped in, like filled it up, covered the vanilla beans, and like sealed it, and
Wow.
basically didn't open it for 6 weeks. I actually threw in a little bit of like bourbon too to.
That's what I was gonna
help.
say. Don't they usually use bourbon to make vanilla? Right.
You-
a lot of things.
A lot of
seem
times
to
you
say.
you can,
Which I don't
but
like
it's-
bourbon. I don't like a lot of things.
I would.
today.
I've done it. So I've done it both
Weird
ways.
couples.
I am weird.
I've done it with vodka,
Fully admit
and I've
it.
done it with like adding a splash of bourbon.
Uh-huh.
I feel like add a splash of bourbon if you need to use it earlier, but like
Uh-huh.
if you can just be patient and wait,
Uh-huh.
like you will make
The vodka would be like more of a pure flavor of the vanilla, right?
much pure
Yeah.
flavor because the vodka is neutral spirit.
Yeah. yeah.
And it doesn't really have any.
That's
flavor.
why I would, and it's funny because even with vanilla that is made with bourbon, like even though I don't like bourbon, I don't really taste it in that.
Yeah.
But I can see how that would like. Speed
It adds
up,
a different.
kind of.
It speeds
It just
up a
gives it
little
another
bit.
note, probably.
Yeah.
But if you want that pure vanilla,
Well, and I've had this
Vodka.
bottle or this jar. It's probably like a gallon
Wow.
of vanilla extract going for a while. And you know, whenever it gets low, like I have this big jar, and that year I gave small bottles of vanilla extract to a bunch of people. I took one of the beans out, threw it in the bottle, and then poured it in. And I was
Nice.
like, let me know if you need a refill. And so when it was after I filled all of the bottles, it was low. So I added another bottle of vodka in it. And then 6 weeks later, it was fine. So that's been like an ongoing
That's
thing.
so cool.
Every couple of years, I'll like take out some of the vanilla beans
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and like put new ones in.
Uh-huh.
But
Cool.
I haven't in a while, and let me tell you, that is some good vanilla.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I
on my counter.
if you feel like giving us any gifts, Jen, I think
I
you know,
like
I
some
think you know
vanilla.
what we would
I'll
like.
see how much I haven't topped it off in a while, but like I'll see where it's at.
I mean,
Sounds.
ramen bowls my Jen ramen bowls are the best.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I
they are
have
pretty
those
amazing.
too.
Although
nice.
Abby has been making so many nice things. Oh my goodness.
She's doing the pottery class,
Yes,
right?
yes, but she's really quite good. And she made like these little. I'll show you. I'll put a little picture in of these like little animal figurines. She made a raccoon and a ferret
Oh wow.
that are super cute. I was
I
like,
may have seen her ferret.
Oh
it's like a little rusty
ferret.
Yes.
orange ferret.
So cute.
It is super cute. I was like, who made? She's like, I made that. I'm like,
me.
Wow.
Abigail, you're actually really good. Like, what are
Love
you
it.
doing? She made a little jar with a lid on top. Actually, I should ask her about that because we made. If you're watching Vlogmas,
Yes.
hopefully you're watching Vlogmas. Apparently, these people know what's going. Especially Kathleen, you know everything that's going on around town,
Yes.
and
I've been really into it this year. It's like
I see it afterwards. I'm like, I don't.
That looks fun.
You're like, I didn't know what was going on.
I think partly because I'm not doing any advents this year, I wanted to do more like experience things. So I've really been trying to stay on top of what's going on.
Experience Advent.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. So
yeah,
now,
it's been fun.
well, okay, I'm hopping around, but we made 5 batches
As
of
we
cookies
do.
on Saturday.
That was very impressive.
Yeah,
so that
I saw that too.
There's about 15 cookies left. It's all the ginger molasses ones, which are my favorites, but it's not the kids' favorites.
Lucky you,
It's
right.
Tuesday. We made 5
wow,
batches on
that's
Saturday,
crazy.
and
And
there's only
did you
15.
package
fair,
any to
you
give
ha-
away to people, or
No,
You
the
have
children
those are just
You have
other
a lot
people in
of
the house
children
have-
in the
yeah,
house.
there are many children.
This is the thing. You have a lot of children.
I don't think they've eaten anything else for 3 days, but it's funny because Beth.
I love cookies for breakfast,
I don't-
especially on Boxing Day. That's one of our total family traditions.
Yeah,
like a plate of
well,
a dozen different cookies.
We can't do that
Sounds
because
good.
they're all good.
They're gone.
I have to make cookies. My cookie swap is this weekend.
Oh, well.
I'm
yeah.
doing a cookie swap next week
Yeah.
now that we just kind of got organized. Which I'm excited
The
about.
recipes for the cookies I used, except the sugar cookies, are in the comment or in the notes
nice.
for that video.
So if you haven't watched the Vlogmas videos, you can pause this, go back,
That's
and
right.
watch our
Watch the-
Vlogmas.
watch
Or
the
just
Vlogmas.
make a note, add it to your playlist.
But if you're watching the time lapse
Mhm.
at the beginning, Charlie is in charge of the ginger molasses cookies,
Uh-huh.
and you can see I'm like bouncing between Charlie and Teddy,
Yep.
and Teddy's like scooping the flour and patting it on top of whatever. Meanwhile, Charlie on the other side, I told him add 1 scoop of baking powder.
Oh no.
Or
How many
baking
did
soda.
he get?
I looked back in his
Oh,
bowl,
maybe
and there
a
were like
scoop.
several. No, I gave him a teaspoon,
Okay.
and there were several little white splotches. And I said, "What have you been doing?" I said, "This is more than one." And he's like, "Yeah." So I scooped out the
Uh-huh.
extra.
Uh-huh.
But Beth came over. Beth is my oldest daughter. She came over yesterday, which I actually want to get her to time lapse rolling out some baguette
Oh, fun. That would be
Yes,
so
I wanna
nice.
see that.
Yeah.
or some croissant. So
Yes.
I want to work on that.
I want to see her technique for baguettes.
Oh, she's very good. But she tasted the cookie. She's like, something's wrong with these. And I said, I don't think so. I got a different kind of crystallized ginger. I think it's fine. She's like, she tasted a while. She's like, your baking powder's bad. I said, I just opened a new container. She's like,
Doesn't matter. It's
something's wrong. Either it's off or there's too much. I'm like,
Mm.
oh my goodness! Charlie was doing the baking powder and he put in too much and I thought I scooped it out. She's like, yeah, I can tell. I was like, how are...
Oh, she's
she wasn't
good.
even there. She had no idea. She just tasted
She
it and
knew.
could tell there was too much baking powder. She's like, because of the taste, it hasn't reacted with some of it didn't get reacted with. And so she can taste that. I'm like, you are good. She's like, Mom, this is my job.
She's like, it's literally
and
what I do.
she's very good at it.
And I was like, you are good.
That's
So
You're good at your job.
it's like that point where you realize your kids are actually like really good at their trade. And you're like,
I love that.
So nice.
That
and she loves it, and she really
she is
love
so.
it.
I mean,
She seems so happy. She really does. Like, she seems happier
I
than
love it.
when I've seen
my
her
goodness.
lately. You
And
know.
really, I
Which is
also
so
love the
good.
fact that occasionally we get the leftovers.
Absolutely.
Thank you, because she is
Thanks,
extremely
Beth.
talented.
The Emmy
Yeah.
Brand.
That story actually reminds me, just last night, my sister-in-law, Sharon, is an amazing baker, and every year she goes crazy baking, and she makes these big boxes of cookies and sends them out to friends and gives them to friends, and she's so talented and she's so good. And she had an issue last night, which, I mean, like, the pictures of the amount of butter that she used. Amazing. It's like basically cover this table with butter. That's how many
Oh my
cookies
God.
oh my
she's making.
goodness. I did 4 pounds
Yeah.
Mhm.
of butter.
She's more. But she measured out the salt with new measuring spoons
Oh no.
that she got on Amazon.
Oh no.
Oh.
And then she was like 2 batches of the cookies. And when we say batch, I mean literally
be
like
10 dozen
5
cookies or
dozen,
something.
10
Yeah.
dozen cookies. It's a lot of cookies.
I used to make
Um,
tons when I,
2 of the varieties she measured with that spoon were too salty. And I'm like, I'm sitting there going like, really, how salty are they? I'm like, because I'm a Benel, and Benels like salt.
Yes.
And my brother,
I was like those, chocolate pretzel things. are the
chocolate
best.
salted, right? I'm like,
Yes, sweet
my
and salty.
brother
Yeah.
loves salt. They're, like if you go to the movies with my brother and you let him salt the popcorn, it is inedible for normal people. I'm fine with it, but normal people are like, oh dear God, I'm
Yes.
going to die,
Okay.
right? And
Just
Charlie's
like
like, I could use a little more. It's delicious, right? And
Oh
I'm like,
God, yeah.
so she posts this, and I'm like, no. I'm like, is it too salty for a Benel? And she's like, I know, right? And Charlie, my brother, responds and goes, they were too salty. And I'm like,
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
So she measured and weighed
So
out
sad.
how much, like 1 teaspoon
Yeah,
of salt weighed with her accurate measuring spoons, and how much 1 teaspoon of salt weighed with these like cute inaccurate ones. It was like a 2-gram difference of salt.
That's a lot.
That is
Over.
a lot.
And how much is a teaspoon?
A teaspoon should be about 8 grams.
Uh-huh,
And
yeah,
the
so it's
new
like
ones
20%
were
more.
10 grams.
Yikes.
Oh.
So she has to rebake the cookies, and I'm like, oh
You know what?
no.
That is one of those things. If you ever need to do like a bridal shower gift or any kind of gift like that for somebody who you think might want to bake, a nice set of measuring spoons and measuring cups from Williams Sonoma is
Yes.
invaluable. They're so good.
And
they
a
last forever, and they're
baking
accurate.
scale.
And
They
they're
last
accurate.
until your children lose them.
Accurate.
We only have.
Do you keep them on the ring? I keep mine on the ring so they don't get separated.
I keep mine on the ring.
Right.
Children
The other
do
people
not.
in my household didn't keep them on the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a teaspoon, a half teaspoon, and an 1/8 teaspoon, and that's it.
Honestly, you can make whatever you want out of that.
So I know,
You
and
can,
so
but
we
it's
do. And if it's a
tablespoon
tablespoon,
is so
I grab a
handy.
thing, and I'm like, that's a tablespoon.
So I weigh my ingredients with a scale, and last year when
I do for flour and things.
last year's Vlogmas, I went over to my friend Lisa's house and we made cookies, and I brought my scale because I know my friends.
Yeah, Beth does that too.
And then after that, they were like, "Wow, that's so much easier to bake cookies by just like dumping in." I'm like,
Yep.
"Yes, it is." And
It
then I
is
sent them
so
both
easy.
scales because I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
so
yeah.
nice.
"You guys."
My scones I make with a scale, and really, like, you can make them in 20 minutes if you use a
Yeah,
scale, like from start to
absolutely.
finish. Yeah.
And I don't
Which
like
is why
doing
I love
dishes.
Yeah, it's no,
I
there's no.
Do I have to Google how much a teaspoon of salt weighs every time? Yes, I do. But maybe now I'll remember because of poor Sharon.
Well, and see, but
So
that,
sorry,
that,
Sharon.
that doesn't, like, the measuring spoons doesn't bother me. It's the cups. The cups are what annoy
cups
me.
makes
Where I,
Nuts.
yeah, I'd rather do the weights.
The weights. And
I
sugar.
don't have all of my recipes done by weight, but I
I
don't
know
know.
a cup of sugar weighs 200 grams.
Uh-huh.
It's super easy.
Yeah, I might even remember that.
I know. That's the only one I can remember. Flour is weird, and I have to Google it every time.
Uh-huh.
I wrote it down.
Back and forth, easy projects to work on as we're sitting here.
So
All right, well,
you know what
let's talk about
I'm
knitting.
thinking
Wait.
before Amanda needs to put another
Yes.
thing in that says knitting content begins at.
I know.
which
I know.
is so
Although,
nice.
I mean, maybe we should because that's
But
just
if
easy.
you have any other around towns, I mentioned the Panatone Festival this weekend. Which
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's what I was looking over here on. I don't think I'm working this weekend. I think I'm working.
I don't think you
I
are.
don't think you are.
Maybe we can go. That would be nice.
I don't love panettone.
I don't either.
You know what? I don't
I like
dried.
festivals.
I don't like dried fruit.
I don't
I do
either.
like dried fruit.
I don't like it very. I mean, actually, did you put that recipe in the thing? I think
did.
somebody asked for it.
I did. I put it in the comments. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're back. We're talking about my lasagna that we also made on the same Vlogmas.
That's
and
right. That was the same day.
The recipe for that is in the. It's a Smitten kitchen. But
I love Smitten Kitchen. Thank
She's
you,
the
Deb
best.
Perlman.
and now it's now our.
I wonder if she's a knitter.
I don't think so. I think
I don't
she's
think
just
so.
a
I think
baker.
we'd. Yeah. Too bad, because that'd
Like
be really
if
fun if
only.
we could,
Would she like
we
a
could
hat?
have her for an
Does
episode.
anyone out there know Deb Perlman? If so, please give her my regards and tell her I love her so much.
Exactly.
that goes for all of
You
us.
probably comment
Right.
on her blog and
Bless
see if
you.
we get to her bastard.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. The best recipes.
Oh, they really are. Oh, well, let's start talking about it. Oh wait, what episode is it?
Yes. Oh, good, Jen. Very good. Yep.
I'm gonna say.
It's not the 12th, because that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I would say 100. I was about to say 112.
That's the episode number that I care about today. What Vlogmas is it?
What
There you
Vlogmas
go,
is it?
exactly.
It's my Vlogmas today, so you may have already seen the sneak preview of this if you're watching our Vlogmas. I'm gonna say it's episode 112 because that's the first thing that popped in my head.
Nope.
13,
Nope.
14, 15,
Nope.
16,
Yes.
20.
16.
Oh my goodness.
You know what's so funny? A lot of stuff does not stick in my head. I do remember these
nothing
numbers,
sticks
but
in
I
my
think
head.
it's because I typed them. I think you know what I mean. I think
yes.
the act of typing. Amanda sees it when she's editing. But actually, one thing this week, and no blame, no nothing. But my second episode, it
Yeah.
still said day 3.
Oh no!
So I fixed it the other day when I noticed, but I was just looking through, I'm like, oh look, 400 views, 500 views, 237 views. I'm like, why is that one? And like, it had a good title and everything.
Yeah.
Because it said it was episode 3, but it was like day 6. So I think people were
Just
like,
in the title on YouTube.
yes,
Oh,
yes. It's okay. I fixed it.
'Cause-
But literally, it was like, I analyze things, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
why are the numbers so low on that? And then I was like, oh, it says it's day 3 and it should be day 6. So people were probably like, I
Oops.
saw day 3.
I already saw day 3. Let me skip forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first year we did, so this is the third year we've done Vlogmas. The first year, there was one night that I posted it to YouTube. People started watching it, then I went back the next day and it was like day 13 and it still said day 4 on like the header at the beginning because I had forgotten to change it. Obviously, I cut paste that opening scenes every
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
And so now that's like the very first thing I do
Right.
as soon as I load it. And now the second thing I will do is never hit Control Z
Oh
on
yeah.
all my videos.
This is partly why I'm silly today.
Which I did last night, and I texted Kathleen after 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, OMG, Kathleen, I just deleted all your videos. I need them back again.
And I had actually done more than 20 clips for the first
Oh my
time this
goodness.
year, which I
Yeah.
never do that. But
Thank you, Dropbox. Yay, Cloud. We were able to recover them, and
thank
everything was
goodness.
fine.
Thank
But-
goodness.
Yeah, I didn't go to the gym this morning because I got to bed again after midnight, and I was just like,
I know.
I need sleep more than I need exercise right now. So
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to make that choice.
Self-care, sleep.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys.
I'll go on Thursday, though, because it's my Vlogmas day, so
Yeah.
There you go. That's
That's
good.
I'll go on
Yeah.
Thursday.
I was actually quite happy that this Vlogmas day was not gym day. That's too early. It's too early.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've chattered about town stuff.
I
Penn
think
Town
we have.
Festival, anything else?
And actually, I almost
the
went
big
to the big Hanukkah, the menorah lighting last night
Yeah.
too. It
Oh.
looked so fun, and it looked like I did see some people post it on Facebook and stuff. Wellmont Plaza was full of people who had a great time.
good.
It
Nice.
was
That's
very
awesome.
fun. Yeah. I was just gonna go like as an ally and in support in
Yes.
celebration, but I was pretty tired by that point.
Well, this is the thing. Every year I'm like, oh, we should go to that, and then every year, like, there's so much going on, and like Max
Yeah.
is doing Max's practices for fencing are from 6:30 to 8:30. Thank
Oh,
God we're carpooling.
2 hours.
Thank God.
Wow.
And like getting food, like
Where do they practice? Where's the-
they practice at Glenfield actually,
Uh-huh.
That's
the
not bad.
middle school, which is great. And he's got a couple of friends doing it, so we can who
Makes a
all
big
live
difference.
like right here.
Good.
Nice.
So it's awesome for carpool. So I think I
Yeah.
only drive like twice a week.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be fun. And then he's going to do a Friday night league for Ultimate Frisbee, which is down in like Westfield. But that's another carpool situation where hopefully I won't have to drive.
Do it all the time.
So much driving, you guys.
Oh, yes.
I used to drive for dance all the time, and then
Yeah.
like the studios kept getting further and further away, and then there were fewer and fewer friends doing it. I'm like, hell, you need to pick another dance studio.
Jeff signed up Charlie for, like, learn to hockey. Like, intro to hockey. I know. I was not. I was like, do a sport that's a daytime sport outside.
Yes.
Right? And I flat out said, like, you're in charge. If you're getting him into the sport, you're
in charge of it.
You're going at 5 a.m. because it's not.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
not signing
endorse
up
a
for
5
that.
a.m. sport.
No, I think that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, and hockey, like Ultimate, it's like, or any kind of like, I don't know, less popular than soccer, sport. Like
I'll have for soccer.
You end up driving everywhere, for everything. So.
Yep.
Yeah, good times. Good times. But let's talk knitting.
Somehow
This is like our
still
fourth
keep
try.
not talking about knitting.
Let's start with what we're wearing.
Yes.
We're in our holiday sweaters.
We're in our holiday sweaters. I am wearing the Betty and Judy Lodge sweater by Poison Girls, which I adapted a little bit. I made the neck lower, which is still, this is like, I think the highest neck I own.
Probably is. Yeah. But it
it's
looks
true,
really
like,
nice.
It's like a true like vintage thing, and
Yes,
it's named after the sisters from, is it Holiday Inn or White
Inn?
Christmas?
White Christmas.
White Christmas.
Betty and Judy, yes. Sisters. Sisters. There were never more devoted sisters.
I don't remember all the words for it.
I haven't
you don't
seen
want,
the movie
and
in
you don't
years.
want me to sing. So I did this. Did I do it last year? No, the year before.
Was it 2 years ago already?
It was 2
That's
years
right,
ago.
because last year we did the Cotton Merino Glam.
That's right. Last year was the Cotton Merino Glam.
We'll get to that in opinions.
And then
yes.
So this is Intarsia, and I made little glitter baubles.
It's so pretty, so good.
I like it, and it's short sleeve and a short puff sleeve because this way I don't overheat at a party.
It is such a you Christmas sweater. I love that.
Yeah.
It's very custom, very
I
perfect.
love your, like, red lip with it, too.
I know. I realized I have a lot of red lipsticks, and I don't wear them, and I literally keep buying the same colors of lipsticks. It's like red or non-existent.
I had a great Calvin Klein red lipstick that was like, I would wear it basically twice a year around the holidays. Because I don't really wear red.
I'm like, I should wear red lipstick. I mean, this sweater calls for
red.
it.
Yeah, totally,
But,
totally.
like,
Exactly.
for
It's
sure.
one of those
Yeah.
things, yeah.
But yeah. What are you wearing, Amanda?
I am wearing my Rudolph sweater. It's called Rudolph. It's by This is a Drops pattern, the Drops design pattern. This was the first color work I ever did. Woo!
So
And
fun.
it's an extremely bulky sweater. I made this, I made it after we opened Yarnia, but I actually bought the yarn for it before we opened Yarnia.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
And had it sitting because I was intimidated by the color work for a while. So I had it sitting in my stash for a couple of years, and then I knit it in 10 days. That's how fast this is. You'll notice, like, I knit it to pattern, and it's really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I would.
You could crop it.
I could totally crop it.
You could just,
Or I
you
could
literally
reknit
set
it
the
at a
stitch.
looser gauge because it's also dense. Like the yarn that I used is too dense for the needle gauge that this pattern called for, and so it's like quite stiff. Like
It's funny. I was thinking it
I
was
raise up
chill.
my
I
arm-
didn't remember
No,
that.
it's not.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I
it
think
looks
if you crop it,
I think
even
if
the dense gauge will look.
I think I could reknit it in 8 days. At like
Yeah,
But,
I feel like this is
unlike
named
what
your
you're doing
tune.
would
I feel
be
like you could
annoying.
renit it in 6 days.
If I had a free day and a party tomorrow, I could probably reknit it in 1 day.
Yeah, you
but
could
I
probably
think the
do it.
unraveling it would be so annoying with
Oh,
all
yeah.
that.
I'm
So
it's probably
so you'd lose some days unraveling.
yeah, but this is probably like 5 years old at least, if not 6.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like I bring it out every year. I might wear it to a party.
It's like my great pumpkin sweater. I literally
Yeah.
wear it like once a year. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this is. I can really only wear it once a year. But like, if you wanted to, you could like.
Yeah, I know.
If you reknit it in a different yarn and then make this one like cropped and short sleeve, that would be super cute.
I actually want to knit another Christmas sweater, but I might do that next year. Maybe. Hopefully, I will not have as much obligation knitting as I have right now.
I was trying to remember if I actually had ever made a true Christmas sweater. I don't think I have. Do you guys remember me making a
I
Christmas
don't
sweater?
remember you making a true Christmas sweater.
Yeah, partly because I don't really wear red that much.
I was looking for one because my friends had a ugly Christmas sweater party that actually ended up getting canceled because they got
Because of
I
COVID,
remember
right?
that.
Yeah.
But I ended up re-wearing this last year to my other friend's cocktail party, which was like perfect.
Yeah.
And I still wore this on Christmas anyway. But like I did this one in.
You did that super fast.
I did it super fast.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the Barocco,
you did.
right?
It's Barocco Ultra
Right,
Long,
right. Mhm.
which I gotta say, I was a little worried about the possibility of red or green because those two colors are notorious, like just dye wise,
Mhm.
across the board. Those are the
Well,
colors. that
against
bleed.
the cream,
Against
the cream,
cream,
too. That's the thing.
right?
It's like
Right.
for something else, you might not. If it were a little bit, you might not notice it. But against the cream,
But like I dunked my swatch in like
Yeah.
the hottest water possible and like dish
Mhm.
soap, and it was
Mhm.
fine.
that's good. That's really good.
Also,
Yeah.
Intarsia is a pain in the ass.
No, it's not.
I like Intarsia.
This Intarsia was a pain.
Yeah.
No.
It
Sometimes
wasn't
it can be.
hard, but it was just
Sometimes it can be.
annoying.
It's tedious when you're on a timeline.
Yeah, and I was on
Yeah,
timeline.
yeah.
But top down, short sleeve, it's super cropped, so I'm wearing
Mhm.
my highest waist jeans, and or a high waist skirt
Right.
Hmm.
to go full 50s.
Yeah.
Right. A high waist skirt with an elastic waistband.
Yes, that's
Yes,
what that's
perfect.
what I have a
Did
bright
you
green.
did you get it? You got a
Perfect.
skirt to go with it or something? Right?
I already have it. I already have a skirt.
Ah,
I have a bright green skirt from Montclair that has an elastic back,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's high waist. I mean, you can put it wherever, but it's high waisted and it had pockets.
Nice.
Oh,
Love.
yes.
And then I got like a little petticoat to go underneath, so it
So
looks more
cute.
circle skirty
So cute.
to go like full
Yeah.
vintage drag.
Hmm. I mean, I definitely don't have any reason to do a Christmas sweater this year because we're going to my niece's house and she had the most fun idea. We haven't, I did Christmas for our extended family for many, many years. And then, we've moved on to my different nephews doing it and my niece. One of my sisters has older children. Everybody else is younger. So, like, they've kind of now taken over the Christmas hosting duties, which is really fun. I love it. And, over the years, as you can imagine, I accumulated a ton of Christmas like plates and things like that,
Yes.
for cookies and whatever. So whenever I go, I bring one or two pieces from my collection, pass it on to the next generation.
Oh, wow.
It's
so lovely.
It's so fun. It's like, because the stuff, I have 2 giant boxes of like Christmas dinnerware and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And not even just like, I do have the whole Spode Christmas collection. too.
I love the Spode.
That is one of my other
so
collections.
pretty.
For my friends who've heard me talk about collections lately. Forgot about that. China.
Yeah.
I do love
How many
China,
sets of
though.
China?
Oh.
I have at least 5.
Oh,
That is
wow.
ridiculous. It is so. I didn't buy all of them.
No, it's
Some
so
of them were inherited.
fun.
I have
But-
2 of my grandmothers. One is the Linux Christmas with the holly around.
Oh, that's so.
I
I
have
have some
one.
of those. I think I gave that to my nephew last year, actually, as like a cookie plate.
Yeah, I have that
Yeah.
whole collection, like
Wow,
every single
wow.
piece. Because that was what the family gave my grandmother for years.
Yes,
Was just
yeah.
like the next piece
The next
of
piece
China.
of China.
Yeah.
And then, I have her Limoges Autumn Leaf, which is perfect for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
My mother had an autumn set too that
Yeah.
a friend of our family gave. One like they came for Thanksgiving a couple of years, and
Yeah.
then he wound up gifting her a whole set of the china. But anyway, I digress on plates and dinner. But you know what? Actually, just think about that, guys. If the next generation in your family is starting to host and you've got all this stuff,
It's a great
I'd much rather like give it to them. Then they can use it right away.
Yes.
It's so fun.
Long.
So my niece is hosting this year for the first time. It's another family member, and but she suggested she's so fun, Tara. We're doing like PJs, like we're doing kind of breakfast for dinner, like all
Oh,
casseroles and
nice.
stuff,
That's so
and
fun.
like Christmas PJs. So I think we're not really going to wear PJs, but remember I told you I accidentally charged my
Oh, yes.
shirts to Amanda to Yarnia the other night.
Yes.
I ordered all of us, Jean, Haley, and me. Like Christmassy long sleeve T-shirts, so
Oh,
we can
nice.
wear it with pajama bottoms.
Cute.
So everyone's gonna have their own fun new shirt for that day.
I love that.
So-
That is such a great theme.
But isn't that so fun? Just
That's
to
so
change it up a
fun.
little bit,
Just
you
a
know,
little
because
something new.
yeah, we all love appetizers so much in our family, and I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but like one year when I was in the midst of my many years of hosting, we had like 40 appetizers on my giant dining room table, and then it was time to make the roast beef, and I just like wanted to lay down and cry.
Oh.
And certainly not eat any of it.
Yeah.
And so the next year I said, hey guys, everyone loves appetizers, let's just do appetizers.
Absolutely.
And we did, and it was, I think one of my sisters brought a lasagna for anyone that really felt like they needed an entree.
Yeah.
Not me. And we did that for a couple of years, and then my mom was like, you need to do the roast beef. So,
all right, fine.
fine.
I love hosting a nice formal dinner party. Maybe I'll do that for Christmas because I think we have a lot of people. Catherine isn't going to be here this year.
Aww.
No, her little one's going to be either here or arriving very soon, right?
Hopefully arriving very soon because she's working on Christmas Eve night.
Oh gosh.
Singing.
Yes, she's the cantor at the cathedral. I heard the video of her in Vlogmas last year.
Right.
I think she doesn't have a big solo this year. Because
which is smart timing.
she's
Great.
great with child.
Just in case.
Yeah, exactly. She could play Mary as well.
I know.
Oh my goodness, she could.
Yeah, but she's
They
super
could
bummed.
never be married
She
if
is.
they have like a living.
Oh my god.
She's the before.
So gorgeous.
She's the before. But anyway, yeah. So, but I think we're gonna have we'll have a nice group, and hopefully, that would be nice to actually get my china out.
Yeah.
Do it nice. I think what I mean is I have
like
enough
a nice
people who
table.
will appreciate it. They're not under 12.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole crew under 12.
Although
There you go.
I gotta say, and this might just be because it's Ollie. Ollie was very particular about us setting the Thanksgiving table because I like a nice table.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of china, but I did get all the silver,
Oh.
which
Also very nice.
I love.
2 of my sets of china are from my mother-in-law, which is really sweet.
Oh, that is sweet.
I guess no one else wanted it, and
I'll
people knew I loved it.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
I'll take china, and
I
my
love
mom knows that I'll take the china. I think we just haven't gone through the rest of the house yet. But Ollie was like, I was like, okay, so do we want matching forks or do we want mix and match forks? And he's like, I want mix and match forks, but I want this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I'm gonna arrange. I'm like, well
Go
done,
for it.
sir.
Go for it. Yeah.
I'm like happy to have this. I'm like, a pretty table is pretty.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Even if you're just like, I mean, I was wearing jeans and I wasn't wearing shoes and I wasn't planning on it.
we do jeans and dressy tops a lot of the time because when you're sitting, that's all people can see anyway.
Right.
And it's more comfy.
I think I was wearing my indoorsy shirt. Which you guys have seen.
I love that one. So
wait,
you know what I
what's
realized?
your-
Yeah, I
what's
didn't.
your
I
sweater?
haven't said so. I think we've determined I have never made a true Christmas sweater, but this is kind of Christmassy. So this is Magnolia Bloom cardigan. No,
Magnolia.
Magnolia Chunky,
Magnolia
Yes.
Chunky.
which I
made
made
into a
cardigan because I had already. I think I made this first.
I think you
I
did.
don't know. Anyway, it's on Ravelry. Amanda always links to our Ravelries.
Yeah.
I made this a bunch of years ago. Lucky Tweed. This was probably one of my first Lucky.
Love the
Started
Lucky
my
Tweed.
love affair with Lucky
Is
Tweed.
that tomato?
This is the color tomato, which is like one of the only reds that I really wear. But look how close it matches what I'm working.
I was
for
going to
jeans.
say,
It's
I'm
really.
like, you have a palette.
But this is a little more orangey.
Yeah.
But still.
yes. Well,
Um,
it's got the
the flex.
warm
Yellow
flex.
yeah.
Yeah, the really orangey flecks in it. So,
Like
so
a
yeah. So
tomato.
this is my nod to Christmas. Basically,
I think it's a good nod to Christmas.
yeah.
Well, should we dive into, what do we talk first?
Other
Finished
finished
objects?
objects?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have
Let's
some
do
this
that.
week.
Woohoo!
Why don't you start, Kathleen?
Okay. So if you watched my Vlogmas yesterday, and I don't know, yesterday I started my silly mood for some reason. I think,
Mercury in retrograde.
And we're all tired.
yes,
Yeah.
I think the tiredness is a big part of it. Yeah, so, and tomorrow is my birthday and the
Yay!
beginning of Mercury retrograde. Like the official beginning. We're only on the cusp now.
Like the universe
but
is giving
boy,
you a
it's-
mean-spirited gift.
It's already going on, guys. Like when you said that the
I
files were
deleted
gone.
all the files from.
I was gonna
So-
say, I'm like, maybe it's like daylight savings time when it kicks in, but that's like a whole day, not an hour.
So, one of the things you would have seen in the Vlogmas yesterday is we have in our windows, which Kim, our team member who you saw in her Vlogmas, doing a concert in the city a few days ago, she's been doing a wonderful job with our windows.
Yeah.
We're doing like a Yarnia at Narnia theme for the winter. And so we have these owls that we've had in the window, and I decided that for the winter they needed hats and scarves.
They are so cute.
So and you know what? One of the fun things about crochet, no pattern, no nothing. I just, I did a chain to see how long it would be to make a scarf for this guy. It is probably a little longer than needed, but also it's cute.
He needs to be
Well,
cozy.
he's tiny, so
He's very tight. It would be hard to make one the right proportion.
fitting in his brother's scarf.
And
Right.
That's how
It's a
he looked at my
hand-me-down.
hat this morning.
Yeah. And then I made the little pom-pom for his hat. I think I did this on Sunday night.
grow
Yeah,
into
most of that was done.
Yeah, he'll grow into it.
Yeah. So made him a little pom-pom to make his hat a little more festive. And this is Nell. And these are patterns. The owls are patterns by Fresh Stitches, which you can find on Ravelry. She did
They're
some really fun amigurumi when Haley was first learning to crochet, and Haley made a ton of these. Actually, this one Haley made when she was probably about 10, the big owl. So this is Nelson. And I made him, I was inspired, like, looking at the size of his head also, like, this would be like a baby hat, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really feel like making a baby hat, because for that I probably would look for a pattern.
Yeah.
So I had the idea to make him earmuffs.
I love it.
The earmuffs.
I had so much fun with this yesterday, so...
They're so cute.
So I cut, well, Amanda has seen this already, Jen hasn't.
Oh,
I took
yeah.
the lid of a Chinese
I was like,
food
I know
container.
that's because it just posted at midnight last night.
I took the lid of a Chinese food container. I, take out like soup container.
Yeah.
I cut off the bottom third, and then I trimmed around just the edging, and then I
Smart.
crocheted over that to make it like a
little
flexible but still kind of holdy headband.
Yeah.
And then I just did two, three, standard 3-row increase, like single crochet 6, then single crochet 2 in each, and then 2 in the first and 1 little
Yep.
circles. I left a long tail with the second one, and then I crocheted them together. So I made 4 circles all together. But look how I made this shape. Isn't it so fun?
cozy.
I don't know. It's just one of those silly little things. I love it. I'm really happy.
Love it. He is so cute.
Do you want to bring him up to the camera?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks.
He said
Nell
goodbye on
reminds me-
Vlogmas yesterday, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He was quite tired too. That was the end of the night.
Nell reminds me of the little brother in A Christmas Story. I
Oh,
can't put my arms down.
right.
You can put him down when you get to school.
There we go. So that's those, and then because I have
That's how I
been
feel in this sweater.
yeah,
I
right.
can't
This
lift my arms up.
this
I can't
super
lift my
bulky.
arms.
That's super bulky. So
So cute.
since I have been working on 3, we'll put him down there. 3 really big projects, none of which are finished this time. I was really hoping one of them would be. I did have to cast on a small project because I hate having nothing, and I didn't know I was
Yeah.
doing those at the
I
time.
love that color.
So this is the Monster Cables Beanie
Nice.
by
Cute.
the Calico, and I forget exactly what her name is. But Kim of Knitting with Kim and John, I made like literally 30 of these last winter.
Wow.
So, and I remember seeing them and thinking, oh, that's so cool, that's so fun.
It's a great pattern.
So it is really fun. I finished this at like 12:30 last night. It was after
Wow.
our emails about it. So I think it definitely needs a pom-pom. We were
Yes.
looking at seaweed.
Oh.
I
love
almost
the
think-
seaweed color.
I love the color. I think this one's probably better with a solid hat, though, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot going on with that.
Yeah,
And then I kind of like the pink.
Oh, I see.
I do like the
I
pink
think
too.
the pink
Brings
is actually
pink
nice.
out.
Yeah, there's a lot of pink in there. This is the color Diana in Rasta, which we just did a big restock. That was probably our fastest selling new yarn in like 3 years. Would you
Rasta?
say?
I would
Yes.
say
We
so.
sold 70% of what we had ordered
Woo.
within like 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes.
So we did another
It's a
order of the
great yarn.
same size as our initial order. So we're pretty well
So if you're
stocked
looking
now.
for a super bulky,
For
we
all
got it
of
back.
To
our
make a hat in a
customers-
day or two.
For all of our customers who came in for 6 years and said, you guys should carry Rasta.
Exactly. We finally
You were right.
did it.
Yes.
You were right.
You were right.
I was on your side. But we bit the
Sometimes
bullet.
we need to learn on our own time.
So anyway, we're glad we did it. I do think the cream is nice.
I
I
like the
the
cream too.
I still
I
like the
feel like-
seaweed.
I mean, I like all of them. It just depends on the look. Like, this is very, like, bold color. I think the
Mhm.
pink makes it a little bit more feminine.
Uh-huh.
And I think the beige makes it look like, I mean, I think they're...
I think the beige almost highlights all the other colors.
Yes.
And I think you see the kind of the
You
rainbow effect.
pop
That's
the,
true.
They pop the
Where,
colors.
It doesn't like emphasize one color.
Yeah.
The rest recede.
So I think this may become a store sample. I think personally I would probably like it more in a semi-solid because I think you'd see the cables more. I mean, you see
Yeah.
it, you definitely get the texture and
Yeah,
everything.
because those are bulky cables. So.
They're really buggy.
But I also think it just looks fun. Like,
It definitely
all textury
needs to be
color.
blocked because it's not. Jen and I were trying to figure out earlier. I thought it reminded me of the Crown of Charlemagne, but then I looked at
Yes.
what that looked like last night, and it's not the Crown
Not
of
the
Charlemagne.
crown of Charlemagne.
I think it's
and
like
they
a
were like
pope's
maybe
crown.
a pope's hat.
I think it's like
Yeah.
a pope's, but like I think they have like an actual crown, don't
But
they?
I also
Did you
think
find it?
that once you put I didn't find it. Once you put a pom pom on it, it weighs it down. It'll like
Those
drape it a
Sorry.
little.
A little, yeah.
You
I
put a
think
lead
I'm gonna
weight
block it.
on the
I
other
think
side of
it's.
the pom-pom.
Yeah.
I did this on 15. I think I actually might be tightening up my gauge a little bit. I know. Totally.
You're like
Mercury retrograde.
Mercury retrograde.
Messing with my gauge.
I also think that the nice thing about the pom poms is that you can take them on and off. So
Yes.
if you're like,
Yes, you don't-
today I want to wear pink.
Or today I want a pom and tomorrow I don't, or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
That's the beauty of
So I think
poms.
this may become another store because we have a solid, a semi-solid, and we can have a
something
multi.
to show. I love it.
So anyway, those are my only true finished objects.
All right.
And my only finished objects. Period. I don't know why I said true. Like the other ones are fake.
Just fake.
They don't
Just
exist.
fake. Just fake finish
I
objects.
don't exist.
They
I
exist
have
in your
those-
head.
Sometimes I have fake finished objects. Ones that look finished, but actually there's ends all stuck in the inside.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a cable in the back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
The
cable
semi-
from your wheels in the back.
Good.
Semi-finished. Okay. So I realized I needed to get cracking if I was going to do gift knits for teachers. So I did mitts. It's all mitts all day. Wait, I have the patterns because I literally went through my Ravelry and I printed out
I like your patterns. Like, a lot
Oh.
of those were oldie but goodies.
oldie but
Uh-huh.
goodies. I printed out all of my mitts patterns that I had.
Yeah, and I think that is a good tip actually. If you're doing gift knitting, it's not a bad idea to do a pattern you've done before,
Yeah.
right? That you know is
Well, and-
successful, right? I mean, that you're not
I'm
going to have
also
problems
a
with.
pattern hoarder, right?
Uh-huh.
Where I'm like, I will favorite things, anything that I like, I will tag them in my Ravelry. Sorry, I'm like
That's fine.
all over the place. And then some of these are free patterns, so any free pattern for a
Uh-huh.
knit that I had in my library or I had tagged as a favorite, I printed out, and then I printed out all of the other patterns that I've bought because sometimes I'm like, oh, I like that pattern. I don't have enough to buy, and sometimes I'm make something out of it, or if it's one of my options. Because I don't mind supporting the designers.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like, they get compensated for their work. And then I went through and I pulled out all of like my partial balls because mitts don't take a lot.
No, they really don't.
And so I was like, all right, let's grab stuff that I haven't used. I'm going to grab anything that looks like it would be good for mitts. And then I played, matchmaker.
Nice.
So the ones
No,
that
that's
are
in my head. Thanks a lot.
no problem. I'm really we're doing great with the musicals today. So the first one is Fingerless Gloves Leaves by Valentina Georgieva.
Oh, that's so
Val
pretty.
Knitting.
Ooh, love
I did
it.
this is the Cotton Merino Glam, which I have a sweater out of this.
Yes.
And I used
They
up the
are
balls.
so pretty. Oh my
They are so
goodness.
pretty.
I'm going to bring them up to the...
Yes.
Love that.
I modified the pattern ever so slightly. I shortened the rib. And then I wasn't sure how much yarn I
I might
had.
just stay up here to Vanna White. Your
Yeah,
words.
Vanna White. I tweaked the thumb increases just because they had them every 3 or 4 rows, and I was like, well, let me just do it every other row.
Oh.
And then I added 1 repeat of the lace.
What are the what techniques? Is this just yarn overs and
It's just yarn overs and
knit to
decreases, my
decreases,
friend.
knit
it's
together,
a
slip knits?
knit together, slip
It's
slip
really
knits.
pretty.
It's really pretty.
Really
It's a
love
really easy
these.
lace pattern.
Beautiful.
And I would say this one took me 3/4 of an evening. This took me the other quarter, and then a couple hours the next day.
Yeah.
Um,
That's Aran White.
this is an Aran weight. That's the other reason I modified the size. I modified the size a little bit. I think I took out like 4 stitches
That makes sense.
just on the
Because the
just on
yarn was worsted.
The yarn
that
was
you
yeah.
used.
The yarn was
Mhm.
worsted.
I really like that. I am going to go favorite that right now.
It's a really pretty one. And then I did, for the ELA teacher who loves Harry Potter, I did Mrs. Weasley Mitts
So fun.
by Natalie Miller, which I believe is a free pattern. And these are super cute. These are in the Wensley worsted that I was going to use for my sweater. and then decided against. And I was like, you know what? This makes really nice cozy mitts.
That's so perfect. That's a great use. Like if you tried a yarn for a project,
Yeah.
and then have to, like well, obviously once you've used it, you're not going to return it, but you've got a ball sitting there. That's a perfect reason, perfect way to use for a gift thing.
So, why did she call him Mrs. Weasley?
She loves it so much when Mrs. Weasley sends her hand knits to Ron and Harry, don't you? She named these for Mrs. Weasley because, like her, they're cozy and generous and a little bit
nice.
magic. It's a slip stitch cable.
So sweet.
It looks, like she says, it looks fancy, but it's super easy. And it's like a 1/2 or 1/3 cable.
Nice.
So those probably took me maybe an evening. And then the last ones, which are half finished, half whip, is Eowyn Mittens by Needle Rogue, which is Anne alla Pontino. And this is a feather and fan-ish type pattern, and it's
very
yarn
pretty.
overs
Wow.
and like either a knit 4 together or a slip knit 4, and this is in cashmere tweed, the beloved lace.
Oh, wow.
The Rowan?
Tweed.
Yeah.
Rowan. And this one I also modified a little bit because
We have a few stains of that still. One of
Very
them,
few.
I think I was down in that box the other day. I think it's the camel color that we had.
that would make nice mitts.
That would be
though.
beautiful. And you know what? I think somebody did buy out the last of the Cotton Merino Glam in the last 24 hours too. I think it's since we closed yesterday. So it hasn't been pulled.
But this is a really pretty lace pattern. Again, I modified this a little bit. This has longer thumb increases, and I was like, I'm making shorter mitts. So then the pattern calls for, like, I basically shortened the cuff a little bit.
I am now obsessed by these leaves mitts. I have to get
They're
them
so
when I go home.
pretty, and they went so quickly. So those are my finished object. Oh, and I have one more finished object that I actually don't have with me because Max refuses to let me borrow it on cold days. I made him
put it in your Vlogmas.
but put it.
There you go.
Oh, I will put it in my Vlogmas.
When
Okay.
you see him after school or
So
whatever.
it's my hemmed hat, which is actually one of my patterns. It's just a simple, classic hemmed hat in worsted weight. And I made it out of, what did I make it out of? I think it was knitted wits, DK. So I just added a couple of stitches. But he needed a beanie that he
can't
could
leave your own patterns alone.
No, I can't leave my patterns.
Well, if you have, you know what,
I
yarn you want to
mean-
use, you got to make a little bit of adjustment.
I had to make a little
just
adjustment.
fun.
That was super easy. I added 10 stitches. That's it. All it was. That's the
It's
difference
funny.
between a worsted weight hat and a DK weight hat. At 10 stitches.
Somebody in the store literally was asking that question yesterday, and that was I said to add 8 because I figured it was probably decreases based on 8s.
Yeah, and
So
I
that's
modified.
yeah.
DK.
But you know,
I can't
but
live long enough
for somebody else, it was like that was my guess.
Yes.
Add 8 stitches.
It's more of a technique than a pattern, in my opinion. But it is a pattern that you can follow. And it's a double layer deep
Maybe
hem
I should make
knit
that
in
for
half.
Jean. Maybe
Super
every hat.
easy.
It's so funny. Everybody in my family, for the most part, has big heads. His family does not have big heads. So I'm like, so the hats that look good on us don't look good on
They
him.
know, and like
So,
I
I
made
don't
this
know.
for Jonathan. Like I actually wrote the pattern for a hat
When
for
you
Jonathan.
made one, yeah.
And Max needed a hat to wear underneath his bike helmet.
Oh, yes.
Because
Perfect,
and he wanted red and black, and there was a perfect knitted wit color.
Oh, I remember that. Like Firebird or something.
It was either Firebird or it may have even just been like burgundy. Something like that.
Okay.
It's a dark red with like streaks of like dark.
Okay. Yeah,
red,
that's a
almost
different
black.
one.
And he's been wearing it every day, which is
Nice. Very good.
But if anyone is interested in the hemmed hats, Amanda will link it below.
Yep.
It's a super easy technique.
Maybe if I have yarn left over from the sweater, which I should, maybe I'll make him one in this.
Oh,
I think that would be
matchy
so
hat.
nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah, a little pop of color.
I like that. Yeah, the hemmed, it's a provisional cast on and making a hem and then knitting it together, so it's totally seamless.
And
And very stretchy, which is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a big head or a small head,
Mm-hmm.
you need.
Yes. Okay. Are we doing?
What
my
do you
finished
have,
objects?
We're doing
Amanda?
your finished objects.
Okay.
That's all I
I
got.
also have teacher gifts. I think I showed last week, so I'm doing 4 teacher gifts for
Ooh.
Eric's and Charlie's teachers. Teddy's teachers, I'm not doing gifts this year. They're different school.
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
know.
exactly.
They don't know. They don't know what they're missing.
That's right. What's this right? So,
So I think I showed this one last time,
Love
right? The
it.
Dottie cowl.
right.
Yes.
Mhm. So
Um,
pretty.
Yeah, so these are for the main teachers. These are in the Harriet Great. So each of their main teachers, they still like have a main teacher and then an aide, or that's for the kindergarten, and then in Eric's class, there's 2 fourth grades. So those teachers teach math to the other
They
class.
swap.
Yeah. So anyway, so the main teachers get a Dottie cowl. Like I said, I think I showed these as finished objects last time.
Yeah.
Yay. And then the aides or other teachers, I'm doing the homebody mitts. These are Helen Stewart's
Oh,
homebody mitts.
fun.
This is from Knitvent 2019. Yeah, 2019.
Nice.
And this is in the Tibetan.
Oh, fun.
Which,
From Pasquale.
yeah, from Pasquale. Similar to the Cash Tweed,
Mm-hmm.
right? 1 skein will be fine. So, here, I'll come up and show you what these look like. That I love this, like, green color.
That green is such a pretty
It's
green.
super nice
It
green.
is, yeah. Very sophisticated and goes with a lot of other things.
Yeah.
You really could wear it.
These are really simple. You don't need to do a thumb gusset. It's like literally straight up,
It
flat
reminds
four
me of
ways.
the way I did the thumb on
Join.
my helmets.
Yes.
You know, it's like kind of like oh.
I do like your elements. Maybe
Often
I'll
when
do
you do
those.
a thumb gusset, right, then you've got actually another 2 ends to weave in.
Yeah.
So with just the holes, there's
Yeah,
only 2
yeah.
ends to weave in. Yay! And then I'm doing another set because once I get my pattern for the year, that's
Yeah.
the pattern it's going
Crank
to be
it
for
out,
the year.
right?
Yep.
Yep. So this is the second set, and yeah, with these I actually also shortened the wrist. There's supposed to be 2 more repeats on this wrist.
That's a long wrist.
It would be like
Oh,
down
wow.
here.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
guess
really
if you're
long.
So,
like
like gauntlets.
a 3/4 sleeve kind of girl.
Yeah, I guess.
But that's like so
Just wear a sweater.
specific.
No,
Like
I'm
you just don't. But you don't know. You don't know what the other person.
Right.
You know what their preference is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They're
I think
really pretty.
even with this, like they're quite long.
Pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took out
but pretty.
2, and I
Very
was
pretty.
I also didn't know how far the skein would go.
Yes.
They're 50-gram skeins. But it turned out it was fine. I probably could have done the other
Oh
2
yeah.
repeats because I have that much
Wow,
left of the
wow.
green. Yeah, so 50-gram skein easily gets you a pair of mitts, which is great. And now this is the second mitt of my second pair,
Mm-hmm.
which means probably I finished this one during Vlogmas last night and cast on, and now I'm almost done with the cuff. So probably I'll finish teacher gifts today, which will be great.
Yeah.
Nice
And
big
then I
thing
can
to have
bring
checked off.
them- I can bring them on Monday because I'm doing the class project for
Oh,
like the
for the
the,
holidays.
the holiday project craft for Eric's class. We are decoupaging votive holders.
Oh, nice.
Oh, fun.
We're gonna cut holly or whatever Christmas trees, whatever you want, out of tissue paper,
Mm-hmm.
and then decoupaging into a little votive holder.
Nice.
Lovely.
We
Yeah.
we have something like that Haley made when she was really, really tiny. It's,
Yeah.
because they're small. Like you can
They're
really
small,
hold
they're
on
nice.
to them.
But they're not like paper.
Yes,
Yeah, it doesn't
exactly. So
get
they don't really
destroyed.
deteriorate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
They don't-
That's a great
they don't
project.
destroy.
It's
to do
something
with
that you
kids.
can use over and over. And I've
Yeah.
actually done that project for Valentine's Day
Oh,
for
pretty.
multiple kids. So I actually, back
That's so
when
sweet. Yeah.
Catherine was in
Oh.
second grade, or Lily, maybe it was when Lily was in second grade, I got like 100 votive holders.
Uh-huh.
So now that's my craft.
Yeah, that's
I'm doing
perfect.
it.
Third or fourth grade, that's my craft. And
Yeah.
somebody's taken the Valentine craft the last 2 years. And this year I was like, you know what, I can make this Christmas. So I've got to go.
Perfect.
I've got to go get some green because I also have a pile of red and white
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh.
Tissue paper.
tissue paper.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
So now I got to get green, and then now we have a holiday Christmas project.
Oh.
Anyway, So like I said, those homebody mitts are from an old craft vent by Helen Stewart. I love her collections because
She's so good for
she
stuff
always
like that.
does like one pattern that's good for if you have a mini skein advent. And I've seen some of the projects made with this year's mini skein, which is like a chevron shawl,
I saw that when I was
With
looking
lace.
through.
and that
haven't seen that
pattern
yet.
looks really nice. That is definitely would have been, if I did a mini skein advent, that would be a very nice one to do.
Because some of the mini skein advents, like, they're gorgeous, but if you're like, how am I going to use all these mini skeins? If you're not a sock knitter, if you're not, or if you're like, I want to use them all on the thing,
Oh,
like, they aren't necessarily all color coordinated. They
You
might
know
have
what?
different themes.
another thing I've seen though that is now this year having me regret not doing a mini skein advent is Rebecca Clow, is it?
Yes.
The Crayabea, her new cardigan, Daft Days.
I saw
It
that.
is so perfect. Oh my god! And I was
Yeah.
watching her podcast with, her talking, showing off the couple of versions she'd made, and it's so funny because I'm not really one for rainbows either, but like it's the perfect use of a
It's a good
kind of
use.
color flow advent
Yeah.
where you've got like your own palette. So
I like her patterns a lot.
Yeah.
they're beautiful. I definitely, actually, Kim and I were talking like for some of her classes. She's probably she may do
Yes.
one of them.
I was talking to her about that too.
Yeah. So
Keep an
You
eye
know-
on the space.
yes.
That would be a really fun class to bring leftovers plus or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good
Combine
idea.
those.
Yeah.
Maybe swap with people.
Ooh.
That could be fun.
Anyway, so the other thing that I finished up this week was something from this year's craft event,
Yeah.
Helen Stewart. So like, not only does she have the Advent things, but she also has a lot of good gift knits.
Yes.
She really
yeah.
does.
Like worsted or Aran shawls, little mitts.
Well, that's where the
hats,
How Quietness
towels.
were from.
Yep.
How
Craft.
Quiet was from there, yeah.
She's like the first stop that I went to for like
Yeah.
the teacher gifts, looking at that.
Yeah.
And it launches in
beautiful
October
patterns.
every year.
Beautiful patterns, but not so complicated that they're going to take you a ton of time.
She's like
Yes,
the
she's-
Smitten kitchen of gift knitting.
Yes, it's so
She is totally.
Oh, and like this homebody, Abby was wearing the green ones last night. She's like, "Mom, I'm gonna steal these." I'm like, "No, you're not. Those are teacher gifts." She's like, "Oh, make some for me." I'm like, "You can make them for you."
That's what I was going to say.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
that
can
could
do
be a
that.
good
She's
goal
like,
for
"I
her.
can't do that. That's complicated." I'm like, "Babe,
She totally can do
it is knits and pearls, and a pass a loop over, and that's it. There's no cabling in these knits and pearls. If you can rib,
And if she made them
It
for
up.
herself, she'd be so proud of herself.
yes,
And she totally can do
you
it.
can do it." But I did make something for her.
Oh, nice.
From this
that's
year's
right.
craft.
Oh,
one,
yes.
I made her the little marzipan mouse hat.
Oh my god,
Oh,
it's
so cute.
cute.
Oh my god, she's going to love that.
This is look at those little ears.
Love it. Oh my goodness. Martha.
So, This is
So cute.
This is made out of Alaska's yarn, the Sinful Fibers, that I got at Woolen Folk at when we went up to Rhinebeck this year. This colorway is, so I usually knit with yarn from the store, but I love Alaska's colorway so much I had to make something out of it right away.
Yeah.
So,
that's perfect.
so yeah, and this is going to be so good for Abby. This color is called Can't Adult Today.
So perfect.
That's perfect.
And she still has some in her store. I'll link it down below as well.
It's such a pretty color.
It's such a nice color, and I have quite a bit left over. I'd say maybe
nice.
not half a skein, but
Would you make mitts to match?
she could make mitts.
You could make you
could
do,
just
like,
make a little garter
edging.
accent
Yeah,
and
just do
mess.
them to match the flow
She
of the
gets a
hat.
little set.
Well, yeah, no, I mean she could. I mean she probably could make mitts because this is decay, and these are more of a worsted. So if you held that, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah,
And just adapt the stitch.
Yeah.
Fewer stitches or one or more
or
stitches.
hold it together with a silk mohair.
Ooh, that would be pretty.
Right. Anyway, I'll show you this up close.
So cute. Oh my god, isn't it ridiculous cute?
It's so adorable.
So it has these little mouse ears.
And I love the ear flaps too. Like keep your own ears warm.
Yes.
Yeah, very
And-
sweet.
These little ear flaps are done in garter stitch and use short rows, but since they're in garter, you don't have to you don't pick up anything. There's no
Yeah.
turn. There's no wraps.
Uh-huh.
There's just turn.
There's
Yeah.
just turn. And these little the ears are also have short row techniques in them. They're also garter, and they are so brilliantly like crafted.
Do you
Like
pick up and then knit
you
them?
pick up and knit,
So you
and
don't
then
have
Knit
to
them right in
sew?
place.
yeah, you don't sew them on.
Very
you
cute.
continue to pick up so that they're so nicely formed,
Shaped.
like little mouse
Yep.
ears.
Yep.
That's how they sit so pretty.
Yes, a lot
Very
of thought
clever,
went
very
into
clever.
these ears,
Yeah.
She's so clever.
and I would highly suggest this pattern just so you can put ears on everything.
If you feel the need to add ears to
You
everything.
could make
Yes.
a little hoodie sweater with little mousy ears.
Yes, you can. For babies, you can put
Yes, I love
You
ear
put
hats for
bears-
babies. I really do.
bear ears on anything. Oh, they are so well designed. Like just for this technique, this pattern, like you should buy the
Worth
pattern.
it.
Similar, just for putting the embroidery pattern for the teddy bear face,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Petite Knit's teddy bear sweater.
I know, I
to
wanna
know
make that for
where the
somebody.
eyes and mouth should
Yeah.
go, so the face looks cute.
And it
Right,
is like
so
a
it doesn't
basic
look like a-
sweater too. It
it's a
is
great
like a
basic
nice
sweater.
basic.
yeah,
Yeah.
Teddy's actually wearing his like without the teddy bear face with the
Uh-huh.
pattern yarn today to school.
Uh-huh.
But that if you mess too much with the placement of eyes and a nose
Yes.
and a mouth, all of a sudden you go from adorable teddy bear to
To a
like
little scary, right?
evil
Sometimes,
little
yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's thing coming at you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yep.
it's hard.
So these designers like take a lot of time to figure out exactly
Those
where
little
each
fine
stitch should be
details.
placed.
Exactly.
So yours
And it
are
makes a
really
difference.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super happy with this. I don't think I've even showed Abby the finished product yet, but she's really going to.
Well,
enjoy it.
is she going to get it for Christmas? Is it like a little Christmas gift or?
It wasn't, but it could be. But I don't have anything for her brothers, so.
Oh, true.
But I actually have less for her than I have for her brothers. So maybe
So there you
she'll-
go.
Maybe she got that for.
I don't know.
That's
We'll
when you do
see.
the mitts as a surprise.
Oh my goodness.
I almost held out on the hat for Max as a Christmas gift, and then he's like, "It's so cold." I'm like, "Wear a coat." One.
Tip one, wear a coat.
Tip one. 15-year-old boy, wear a coat.
Yeah.
Maybe does he wear shorts too? Is he in that
Yes, he
stage?
wears shorts, but he wears like leggings underneath his shorts.
Okay, good.
But like he has not worn real pants. I made him wear real pants. Like I think we went out to dinner and I wore real. I'm
Yeah,
like, wear
that's
real
that's
pants.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard pants.
I've
As
got
they call them.
I have to. So I have one other gift knit that I have to do, and that I have to do a hat for my au pair.
Do you know where you're gonna do it in?
I might. He loves lavender, so I might do either Moonshine or the Basto.
Uh-huh. There's a nice
There's a
lavender
good
in the
lavender.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I don't know. I think either of those would be really,
Mhm.
really nice. There's also a good lavender in the Cardo,
Yes. Yeah.
but that I think is not as soft as the.
No, and then it's not as
No.
flexible, not as
Well,
like.
I
feel
love
like
Cardo. I sort of want a Cardo sweater.
The
though.
Pascal.
I do too.
Pascal, whatever. This doesn't have a lavender, does it? Because I feel like
No.
this brown would look so nice
There's
with the lavender.
there's a one of the colors that is in my original hat of that is almost a lavender. It's like a gray lavender.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that
Their
gray.
colors are very like between two colors kind
Yes.
of. They're not real, pure colors. They're like nicely blended.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's, but I'm like a manly lavender. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why I think the
Not
Vasto
a-
could be a good one. I don't know. I have to look at
Yeah,
it.
because like I have a Kelborn. We're pointing at all these things in the
That you can't see, but they're right over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Kelborn woolen Germantown hat that I was wearing today.
Uh-huh.
I love that hat so much. I'll put a picture in here. But that lavender
It's
is
a very feminine
a
lavender.
feminine pinky lavender.
Yeah.
It skews warm.
And it's
Yeah, you
also
need, like,
like
a
how
bluey
flat it is
lavender.
too. I feel
Yeah.
like that somehow contributes to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
You
that
gotta
will
wait more
be
with Heather's.
Yes.
be started and finished before our next podcast.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Well,
And I was just, we're not talking about in progress yet.
Well,
but-
talk about in progress. Are you
yeah,
done?
we
Are you done?
can go ahead and
Kathleen,
transition.
Have you talked about finished objects?
She did
I
finish
did,
objects,
yeah,
so we'll
I
just
went
go
first.
this way and then we'll go back.
Okay.
So
Well, I was going to talk
transition to
about
your-
the thing that I don't
your
have
whips.
with me today, whips. But I realized, because you're going to wear your glam next time,
Probably
And I
Right
will
now,
too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to wear my Selena slipover next time, because that's my New Year's dress.
There you go.
So,
That's great. That's
yay.
great.
I don't have it with me because I actually put that to the side,
Uh huh.
because that's a for me project. It's
Yeah.
not for...
When it's not really deadline related, or the deadline is later
You
than
have
the
the
deadline
deadline in your
for the
head.
other things.
But now I have a deadline of December 27th.
There you go.
That's going to be our podcast day.
So now you
Yeah.
have an actual deadline.
Oh, that's
I do.
perfect. That'll be very festive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because I am not finishing my bobble sweater.
Yeah.
By then. Maybe.
Do you think you will finish it, or?
I think I will.
Remember when it was your idea to do the December sweater?
I really liked it.
I did.
I want the thing.
I liked mine too. I mean, I liked it, but it's not really something I wear all the time. Actually, I mean, partly because it is
one can wear a
sparkly,
sparkly
or
sweater.
I don't know.
I like my
Some people can wear sparkle anytime.
Do you remember that sparkle sweater I made when we first opened out of the Sugarbush cotton
Yep.
yarn?
Oh yes,
I
yes.
do.
With
Abby's
the big
wearing
kind
that
of
sweater
cowl.
today as her holiday sweater to school.
Aw, so festive.
Yeah, she hung some ornaments on it, but she was like,
She hung ornaments on the sweater.
Yes. She's like, it's a Christmas sweater now.
It's very
Right,
sparkly,
yes,
yes, it is. But it is like peach. It was like
Yeah,
peach and
peach and
white
pink.
and silver, kind of. Yeah.
But I
think,
was sitting next to her.
if I recall correctly.
We were sitting next to each other because the boys, Eric and Charlie, had a presentation at school today.
Mm-hmm.
So she came and sat with me and Teddy. And I was looking at it, and I was like, I think this collar just needs to be, like, zhuzhed up a little bit. Like, it needs to be taken in, and it needs to be, like, a tighter cowl. And she's like, and can you do something with the sleeves? Because the sleeves are very floppy on her.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I'll just take out the sleeves, give you ribbing here, and then make you a bigger, fuller cowl.
Yeah.
It's going to be perfect for her. She actually looks so good in, like, the body of the sweater. So.
Nice.
It's great.
What was that yarn called again? I'm trying to remember what that was.
It
was
doesn't
a
exist
tape.
anymore.
Well,
Like,
the whole company doesn't exist anymore. Oh, but you want to hear something crazy? We got back 2 balls of bold and maritime mauve.
Oh!
Purple, if anybody needs that. Remember when Benedetta was like asked if we could take it back?
Yeah.
One of our students from Thursday intermediate class. And I said, oh my God, we should almost auction these off.
I
because
know.
that yarn
Who's
is like
looking for it?
the late lamented Sugarbush Bold. We only
Yeah.
have 2 colors left now for like 2 years.
Yeah, now we have 3.
Now we have
We're
3 for a
momentarily.
minute.
For a hot minute.
So actually, that's perfect. So we will not do anything with them. They are available online because I put them back in inventory.
So
So,
if someone's
if
looking
you are
for
someone
them.
who loves bold, we have 2 bowls of the purple currently.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it was in good condition. She had it in a bag and
I'm
everything.
Oh yeah,
so.
she's
Yeah.
good. So what else are your whips?
This one, which I've already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
This, which I started this podcast working on.
Yes.
Yes.
Saw that.
But,
It's looking cute.
Yeah.
So little
I-
pants.
We went, if you've been watching Vlogmas, you know, I went to Charlotte for work last Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I brought was Catherine's baby pants. So that's what I worked on the whole time. This is Beanie Hentessit by Mini Modes. It's a whole set sweater, which I showed last time, is complete. These little pants and then a matching bonnet. And the
So
pants are
cute. Oh my
almost done. I have
So close.
I have 2 cable twists left, which is basically 11 rows and then 6 rows of rib. And then, so
Then they're
17
done.
rows, and these pants are done, but only because this is the only thing I brought to
Sometimes that's
Charlotte,
the way to do it.
North
Yeah.
Carolina. So
Those
the,
holiday lights in that were so amazing.
Oh,
aren't
That
they
was like-
amazing?
gorgeous.
Yeah. that
go
was-
back and look at what day 6 or something like that. I
Yeah,
think.
whatever.
Yeah.
I think it was the 6th.
I think it was the 6th.
But yeah, there's a town in Charlotte, North Carolina, McAdams
Or a neighborhood or
McAdamsville.
something. Uh huh.
No,
Oh, it's actually a town outside
it's
of
a
it.
town.
Uh huh.
But I mean, it must be like by town decree. If you live there, you must
Uh huh. And I wonder if it
spend
started.
half of your annual income putting lights on your house.
I wonder if it started organically and people just like over time it got to be a thing.
Probably.
There's an area in Brooklyn not too far from where I grew up that is known for the same thing, Diker Heights.
Yeah.
People decorate like crazy. It's amazing.
On Google,
Uh huh.
if you look up Christmas Town USA,
Uh huh. That is what they literally call
the
it. That
Christmas
yeah.
Town USA.
Uh huh.
Crazy.
Amazing.
It was amazing. And so I videoed the whole thing. I was on Knit Night, so I was on Knit Night on Chad's phone. So I had Knit Night on Chad's phone, Vlogmas on horizontal, so they
Just
Knit
like,
Night could see what I was seeing.
so fun. That's nice.
But then, like, I wish I could have gone through again and not videoed it.
I
Because
know
feel
it's
like
different. Yeah.
I didn't get to see it so
Yeah,
much, like,
yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
Chad got to see it
Yeah.
more because he was driving.
You experience it through your phone, which is not the same thing
Yeah.
as experiencing it.
I mean, obviously I was looking around because I was like, where should I pan next? What can I look at?
Yeah.
What's coming up?
I know. So I did.
So
Usually, there's a lot of streets around here that have a fair number of decorations, and
Yes.
coming home from the museum, I figured it was late enough. You know, like
Yeah.
one day last week or whenever that was. Yeah, it was like last Thursday. I said, "Oh, let me do some lights," but there weren't as many as there usually are. I felt like,
Yeah.
Well,
but then Sunday coming back from the concert, I did Ridgewood Avenue.
oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
Ridgewood Avenue goes
that did
pretty
have a
quick.
lot. But
Yeah.
the weird thing was, it was like 10 of 5. In the video, the sky looks like it's daytime. It's
Oh.
so weird.
It's so weird.
So, but all the lights, so obviously it was dusk already. It was after
Yeah.
dusk.
Yeah.
So, the lights are all on, but it is very kind of strange looking video. And I knew I had already sent you a ton of video for yesterday, so maybe we'll include it another day if I don't have anything else.
When
But
we
it
get
is kind of funny.
lower on content. Although I feel like the way that we break up Vlogmas with everybody just having a few days.
I love
I
it
love
so
it.
much
Content.
because we get to see what we all get to see what the others
I
are
know.
doing,
Right.
and
We get to
especially
be
now that we
jealous of what everybody
we
else
had
did.
Haley and Emma one day from school.
Yeah,
we
I
had
like
Kim.
including others.
Emily is coming up. She's doing something really fun with her
Yay.
kids, and Serena is going to do a day too.
I love it.
And she was in with me one day that I was in the store. Yeah.
I love also that the pants match the bag.
Haha.
Show the bag.
Yeah.
The baby bag.
I know. This is Hohi's little, I forget what she calls these, but they're great. I love it. I'm
Oh yeah, the little bucket bag.
Yeah. So anyway, I've showed you these pants. You can see why they've taken me a little bit longer than the sweater.
Yeah.
The sweater I zoomed through.
Yeah.
It only had a cable down the sleeves. This one is cabled 17 times all the way around. Which, I mean, you go 8 rows without anything that you have to do. It's just like knits and pearls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
but still,
on that
it's
8th
enough.
row, you have
Takes
to do a
longer.
lot of cable crosses. The legs have actually gone much faster because, of course, they're only like 7
Mhm.
because you bound off these 2 on either side.
Yeah.
And then you just go back and like mattress stitch them. There's in this pattern, I've done other patterns where you've got like booty shaping.
Uh-huh.
This one doesn't have any booty shaping.
It's ribbed.
Yeah,
I mean, cables are
Yeah,
ribbed.
exactly. Yep, they'll stretch.
yeah. So it's fine.
And they'll not need to stretch in the front where it's flatter, where you don't have the
And baby
big
legs are
booch.
squished up anyways.
No,
so it
they're all
doesn't-
just.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are going to be nice. I like that they're ribbed. It's going to like.
Hug.
They'll be
yeah,
comfy.
they'll be,
Yeah.
yeah. It's really nice. And of course, this Tosh. This is the recycled sport. So they
Mhm.
use wool from the wool industry. That's like leftovers. Recycle it and dye it.
Yeah.
And it is so soft.
Mm-hmm.
This Tosh
So nice.
Sports Cycle or whatever they call it.
Wool cycle sport.
Wool Cycle Sport.
That one. That's so pretty.
It is also taking me a while because
Sorry.
this pattern is on small needles, like a lot of European patterns are. They knit a little bit denser in
Ooh, yeah.
Scandinavian countries than we do here. So these are on a. This is a US 2, Addy US 2,
So what is that?
3 millimeter. Yeah, a 3 millimeter and a 2.5
2.5
millimeter.
probably.
2.5 millimeter, which
Mhm.
is a Addy 1.
Got it.
Right. It's a normal Chiagu 1.5, but it's an Addy 1. So
Mhm.
I'm knitting these on 2s and 1s.
Yeah.
It's like a sock.
That's why
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
said initially, like, you need to do a sport. I'm not doing a fingering weight outfit for you,
Mhm.
Catherine. But then I offered a sport pattern that was knit on 2s and 1s. So that was
so
smart.
it's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of the same
totally
amount of
the
knitting.
same amount of knitting. Whatever.
But it's cute.
the fabric's working out really nicely.
It's
in this
beautiful.
though.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
It's
right.
really nice.
It's a nice gauge.
And
Yeah.
actually, that color, it's funny, I ordered some extra of that color when
Yeah.
you said you wanted it. I think we've sold all of it. It's been
Oh,
really
It's a
popular.
really pretty
It's
color.
really
It's a
nice.
beautiful
We'll
color.
definitely get that
Yeah.
in if we're out.
Well, Catherine looked through the whole Tosh library.
Catalog.
Catalog.
Bless her.
Catalog. And
Catalog.
picked what any color she wanted for her baby to come home in.
That's so perfect.
Aw,
And actually, it is one we've had before in some.
Yeah.
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 It's a good
Yeah.
one. Spooky Stars, right? Was that what it was?
No.
Star Scatter.
Star Scatter. Yeah. And then
Stars.
the very last thing I'm working on, like I said, obligation knitting, teacher's gifts, gifts for other people, and baby blanket.
That's right. How is Ardith
Yay!
doing?
Ardith has 3 rounds left.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Hallelujah.
Yes, this is going to be finished by the next podcast. Hopefully, the baby won't be here, and I can show you the finished object of all this stuff.
Well, if the baby's here, then I'm sure you'll have pictures with baby.
Yes, I
Yes,
know, but I
it's
won't be
pretty
able to
cute.
show.
Yeah, to hang,
The
hold it
detail,
up
the
and
detail,
everything.
yeah.
True.
But I'll show this progress. It is literally almost done. Ta-da-da. This is the front.
So pretty.
And I think I'm going to have to get another skein.
No!
Well, those rows are so long now.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
yeah,
yeah.
3 more, you probably will.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
That's the thing.
That's like 5 feet wide.
Yeah, it's big. It's really big.
That's so gorgeous.
Amazing.
And then what I worked on this week was placing the border. So you can see the border is made up of like these little scallops. And actually, the next 3 rows are going to build other scallops. This is actually going to be the valley of the scallops.
Oh,
From here to here.
nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, but I put it off probably for a week and a half because I had to literally sit down and like
Yeah.
count
really
out
calculate,
how many
right?
stitches I had
Yeah.
on each side. So I had to find time to like actually lay the blanket out on the ground, and I placed light bulb stitch markers in each stitch that would have the little
Like the center
thing.
of the
Yeah, the center
cluster
of the
or whatever.
yeah.
Mm.
And sometimes when I got to the end, that stitch was like it was too far out or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and then I'd have to like go back and shift several.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
By
just
one?
spread out the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what that means is then the next row there's these V stitches you see
Yeah.
in the center
Uh-huh.
in between those two clusters. So sometimes there's one extra stitch on one side of the V or the other side of the V, but that's important for the edge to look even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yep.
you know, the end it'll be like here's like
Yeah.
loop. Yeah.
You need it to look even rather than be even.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
Yeah, so you have
Yep.
to like go
Fudging.
back and spread any extra among those.
Yep.
So that took me 3 nights to go through
I believe
Yeah.
it.
every
Yeah.
single one because it
is. It's not like just plotting out, then it's recalculating it so that everything works.
and
Yeah.
I'd do a side and then I'd crochet that side and then I'd do the next side.
Smart.
Well, that's
Yeah,
smart.
that makes
so that
sense.
at least
Yeah.
you get also a sense of accomplishment. Then you're not just sitting there being like,
Yeah. That would
"Let me count more."
Yeah, so I think I finished half of it one night, and then I did one side the next night, one side the next night. So, but now, you know, it's easy, and I think I don't have any more puff stitches on this whole blanket.
Yay!
So I'm so thrilled. Yeah, this last one's for clusters. I'm like, I love you, clusters.
Clusters are so much better than puffs.
Yeah.
The puffs look so pretty.
They do look
Yeah,
pretty.
they're
I'm
so
glad
pretty.
I'm done with them.
I know.
So, yay. I'm so glad this is almost done because I'm desperate to make like a Aran bulky sweater for me.
Yes.
Do you know what pattern you're
Winter
going to use
sweater.
yet?
No, I do not.
Ooh.
So, when I was here on Saturday, Asia was wearing a beautiful sweater by My Favorite Things that I'm thinking, because, you know, I've been thinking about, I'm doing like, my 4th or 5th Carbeth
Yeah.
in Cardo, and now I think I maybe want to do that instead.
The My Favorite Things sweater, I saw it on her Insta, and then I saw
it was
her
number
in person.
7 or something. I don't know. I'll look it
so
up.
Pretty. It's
It's
very
so pretty, and but also it has similar lines to the Carbeth. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't quite come to the
Oh.
middle, but
But
yeah,
that one it's not negative.
it's a bulky. You could do it with the negative. Hers was pretty fitted actually.
Yeah,
it was
it's
not.
it's not
She
super
didn't do it as oversized.
I
really.
want it no ease or
Uh-huh.
like an inch of negative ease.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
You want fit it.
I do. And I
Mhm.
don't have a lot of that in my sweater wardrobe because I've been pregnant since we
Uh-huh.
opened the store.
Do you have any more whips?
No. I don't. That's it. I will have finished objects next time.
You'll be finished object to Palooza.
I know. Baby
yeah.
finished objects. I can't wait.
All right, I'll do my whips. I have the other one of this
Yes.
on my.
It's so funny. When I
DPMs.
first saw this, I thought it was Lucky Tweed. Isn't that funny? I mean,
I know,
it's
it kind
lighter,
of
but
looks
it's very
like-
similar to.
It's that.
Is it the
treaty.
seagrass color? Maybe.
Yeah.
Sea glass.
Sea glass.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have the other one
Yeah,
of these
so
on my
pretty.
DPNs. And then let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I have the vest that I'm working on for my dad.
That's what I
Wow,
thought it
it's
was in.
really far along.
I thought you
Look
took
at that.
extras of this and made them in.
Nah, well, I mean, I might if I have extras. So this is a V-neck vest, self-drafted to match something else, and I'm adding short rows in the back because he hunches down a little bit, so the back needs to be 3 inches longer than the front.
Oh.
So
Very
every
good.
like I don't know, 5, 10 rows. I do a short row, and then I do another one later, and then I do another one. So I've done about...
So just having a little excess fabric
done
there.
about 8 so far.
Do you mark them or you just like whatever? Okay.
No. I mean, and honestly, because I'm just dropping the back length, I have side seam markers in, and like some of them I do at the side seam markers, some of them I do before the side seam markers, some of them I do after the side seam markers, so they don't stack up. But that'll also just keep it from being like a weird, like it is gonna curve like this, which is fine because that's the way he curves.
Yeah.
So it'll match that, but you won't have a line of demarcation. And then what else do I have?
And you're using German short rows.
And I'm using German short rows, of course, and this is in the Ella Ray
Eco Tweed.
Eco Tweed.
Eco Tweed.
I almost said
Which
I almost said
like.
rustic
Wait, it might be-
something.
No, it's not that one. That one's
It's not.
all
No,
of
it's
my
Eco
leftovers.
Tweed.
Oh, you're lucky.
And then I literally put all of my leftover balls of yarn that I thought would be good for mitts in one tote bag, so I
So
can just
smart.
like
I love
look and
that.
see.
That's a great idea.
The Woolwalk tote bag.
Yeah.
Which actually, Woolwalk team is meeting already.
Yay! So get
And I told
ready.
these guys, hey, I did sign up to be on the leadership team.
Yay!
But it's going to be good. It's a really nice group of people. I'm excited.
Coming up.
April.
Spring. So this is my Sven's data, which would be, the body would be completely finished and it'd be on the sleeves if not for deadline knitting.
Teacher
guest.
Teacher guest. So this is the
So pretty.
winter or the fall sweater class that I'm teaching. We have one more class left. And it's a super great, fun one. This is in Corey Confetti and Corey Worsted and Wensley Worsted. I swear, I always pick the wrong one to go for. But right now it's just a pretty straightforward.
That's going to be perfect for like sitting around waiting for dinner to cook while dinner's over, just stocking up
Sipping
around.
hot chocolate while
Stocking
you're...
that. It's a great,
I
like,
love having a project like that.
so
Available?
easy.
That's what this one is.
just kind of like mindless and
But you make so much
worsted.
progress.
Yeah.
Although I'm knitting it a little bit closer to a DK gauge, but I'm also getting a little bit looser as I go, which honestly I don't mind for a sweater because then it's a little looser over here, which I'm the opposite of Amanda. I do not want my things closely fitted. But yeah, so that's what I got. Hopefully I will be done with the vest this week. I have to check the measurements for the underarm and then make sure I don't need to like stack some more short rows in there. Before
And then
I
are you
go.
going to do like 1-inch ribbing or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit. I think 2.5 inches of ribbing at the bottom, and then I'll pick up around the sleeves and the V-neck, which is actually why I left these little light bulb markers in, just so I know where it transitions from 1-to-1 to a vertical pickup. And I'll probably do. Not sure if I'll do 2x2 or 1x1. 1x1 is more annoying, but it might be easier.
I love the way 2x2 looks though.
I do
don't
love the
know,
way the
on a
2x2
vest.
looks, but then I have to just make
Or even
sure I
2 by
figure out
1.
the miter at the bottom.
2 by
I just
1.
did that in my
I know. So yeah, so I'll probably do the armholes first.
And yeah,
figure that out
definitely.
from
They're
there.
the easier.
They're so much easier.
Yeah, you're not worrying about the mitering.
Pick up around and do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So that hopefully will be.
That
200
question was
times
asked kind of
soon.
selfishly because I'm trying to get to the other side of my sweater. I mean, I was curious too,
I know.
but it's like, can we fill another minute?
Still needs to be. Still
I wanna
needs to
just
be
stick
longer.
this
I
on
think.
the stoppers.
Even with the 2 inches. Ugh. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going.
Just keep knitting, knitting, knitting.
I know. I mean, this is another one where it's like all stockinette, and then when I get bored of the stockinette, I'm like, hey, I think it's time for a short row.
There you
Let's
go,
do
right?
that.
I thought you were going to say it's time for a mitt.
You actually, yeah, realistically,
too.
that's actually what's been happening. Where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll put this down for a while, and I'll do something that requires a little bit more thought. And then with that, usually right before the thumb gusset, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go back to the stockinette for a while.
Honestly, Vlogmas is taking a lot of my evening
I'm sure.
knitting,
Oh, yeah.
which
Yeah.
is why I am probably not finished with this blanket. That's when I would normally do one round or half a round, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
and that's
well,
the thing. I
we'll get
mean,
done.
the sacrifices.
Yeah, but it is so fun, and it is so fun to be able to catch up with everybody.
Oh,
So the whole
absolutely.
team
And I love
is
watching other
doing.
Vlogmases too.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
so fun.
For sure.
I am much faster now than I was when we the first year.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I
God.
remember that was, and even for us taping and everything, I
Yeah.
feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
now it is fun. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, what can I do today?
Yes.
You know.
Exactly.
So,
Yay.
onto my whips. I have been working the whole time we've been sitting here on a sweater I'm doing for Jean. It is the Pemberton, I think. Is it
Pemberton
Pemberton or
pullover.
Pemberton?
Pemberton pullover.
Is it Pemberton? Ugh, it doesn't have the pattern name on the page.
Like, the tip on the top is so small.
But it also just says the classic series.
That doesn't help. Yes.
Pemberton. See, and I want to say Pendleton. Like, I know that's
Oh,
probably
like
not right,
Pendleton
but
Wallington.
yeah. Pemberton pullover, which is a pattern from Blue Sky Fibers. It was written for Woolstock, I think, but I am using some of our last of our Northlight Fibers Atlantic
Nice.
in the Diddle D colorway. I love it. And this is going to be one of those gifts on the needles.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Like, I knew that I didn't really have when I started making this, I hadn't really thought of it as a Christmas gift. I think it may be close enough now to
Yeah.
give it in progress as an almost Christmas gift. It will also give me the impetus to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see if I can finish it by January 1. We'll see. I might be able to.
I mean, that is the handy thing about this vest. If I don't finish it by Christmas, my dad's birthday is January 4th.
There you go. There you go. So I'm making this for my husband Gene because he needs a new sweater because he's taken really good care of the last one that I made him.
Good job, Gene.
Wore it a lot to the
Yes.
point he wore out the ribbing on the neck. I've got to fix
Wow.
that. Yeah.
That wears this a lot too.
How much he's worn
Like
it.
2 or 3 times a week.
Mhm.
Good boy.
So I was.
Well
this is where I was at last week's episode, and basically the amount that I've knit, I knit like an inch in the last 2 weeks, and then another inch today so far.
Yeah.
It
So
does go fast, like when you're
it
not,
does. Yeah.
when you're just sitting and chatting
Yeah.
and doing stockinette. It's
Exactly.
Like,
it
you
is
look
so,
down and you're like,
so
oh
good
my
for that.
goodness, I'm so hard.
And I think this is only my second ball, so that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
I've there's still a substantial amount of that left.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the last episode, I think I again said, well, maybe one of these 3 big projects will be done next time. None of them are done. They're all still whips. But I'm okay with that because,
That's all right.
Have
you
you
know,
made progress on all of them?
I've made progress on all of them.
See,
Exactly.
that
So that one I
counts.
did, and I didn't really have,
And December is hard, right?
and you
Like
made
December's hard.
earmuffs for
and
now.
you made earmuffs for an owl.
exactly. Well, all kinds of accessories for owls.
Right? They have a whole wardrobe now.
Though that was only the last 2 days, but
So cute.
there's just been a lot going on.
Yeah.
And partly like getting merchandise out in the store and stuff
Yes.
like that. I mean, we've had so
Work.
much new stuff come in.
I know. I had checked no emails, like all weekend.
To have a weekend.
Yeah, well, no, because Sunday when I was here, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We have merchandise that needs to be out.
And
Yeah.
and I
So-
had and like literally like a couple of days before that I emptied like 4 giant boxes because
Yeah.
like the it was almost piling up and over the whole top of the window. Like it was just the stuff was coming in faster than
Yeah.
you could get it out.
Right.
And I knew the liners were back there,
Yes.
but like literally things kept being put on top of them and I didn't have a packing list or anything.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I was really happy that you were able to get those out.
We should mention that we do have that.
Yes,
Yes.
so we have embroidery on knits restocked.
Just
which-
looking through it, it's
so nice.
good.
That would be if you need a great like last minute
Oh.
gift idea for a knitter who's like an intermediate knitter, say.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are probably easier
I was
patterns
thinking,
too.
honestly-
yeah. But advanced beginner, adventurous, right?
adventurous.
Yeah.
And
And-
it's adventurous.
And it's like embroidery. It's the patterns to embroidery
Right.
on your knit, so you can knit a simple sweater
Mhm.
or anything. You
Mhm.
can
Yeah.
knit a simple blanket.
Yeah,
and
and
put them
even-
on the blanket.
Yeah,
Put 'em on the blanket
and the
and
patterns
zhuzh it
in
up.
there
Oh.
for the items are nice too, and are like they're fair. Most of them are fairly straightforward to really highlight the embroidery.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that is going to be a trend like that's emerging for like the next
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
We're all going to be embroidering on our knits.
I'm down for that. I
The same
totally
way
am.
that we faded from like 2015 to 2019
Yes.
nonstop. We
Yes.
faded everything.
Yes,
And
yes.
dyed superwash.
Now to
Now we're going to
embroider.
be
Oh, and
embroidering
actually,
everything.
that my favorite thing sweater we're talking about, that would be beautiful with some embroidery up by
Oh,
the shoulders
yeah,
or something.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, there we go. a new thing for the future whip pile. The other thing I have been working on, and I did make kind of serious progress on, is my Alpine Bloom pullover.
Is that a sleeve divide I spy?
Yes, we have
Yay!
sleeves divided, and I also did. I switched over from fingering gauge to
Oh,
DK/worsted gauge.
Nice.
Oh,
So that it took a little time to figure out the math for that and everything, and to really be happy with my swatch. I think last time I showed this, I was think I had not yet done my second swatch, or maybe I did. I don't know, but I blocked my swatch, and I was much happier with a bigger needle for this, for switching from the fingering gauge to like a DK/worsted gauge. And so that was what I went with, and literally I just knit two together all the way around. That was what wound up working.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I'm using Kelborn Woolen's Cricket, which is Lucky Tweed's baby sister fingering.
Yep.
And then the color work is in Trey Liz fingering from Amanda's trip to France.
Yep.
And I'm really, really happy with it. And like now that I'm at this point, I will finish it pretty quickly. But I also knew that in order to do the other things I was doing, I could not finish this.
Right.
It's like if I had done this, I wouldn't have been able to do anything else. And actually, I still might not be completely finished. For these sleeves, what you do, and basically the lace on the collar, what is used as the ribbing, you mimic in the sleeves.
Yes.
I am not going to do it as long as she does it in the pattern. I don't really like the proportion. It's kind of like a 1-inch neck and a 2.5-inch lace on the sleeves, which to me is a little funky.
Yeah.
So I am going to do 1 inch. I'm going to mimic the exact size. And then to have the points go the right way, you actually Kitchener it to your sleeve.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
that
I
does make
wasn't
sense.
going to do it originally, but I'm going to do it. I had decided.
Just
It's not going to take
well,
that long.
and also
I
on
know,
sleeves,
but-
it's not so many stitches that you have to Kitchener, especially since you did.
But
like,
you know
the
what?
DK
But the
trick.
thing is, it's not a smooth kind of slippery yarn. It's kind of a sticky yarn.
Yeah.
So you know what? Maybe I will use my swatch again and see what happens if I just pick up and do the lace in the other direction. Because it may not bother me. It certainly would be easier just to pick up and work down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. To be determined. But yes, I'm very happy that this is past the sleeve divide now,
It's so
and when I
pretty.
work on it, I will, make progress quickly because it is at a much bigger gauge. So I'm just working from the inside and the outside of this ball of Cricket.
That works so
I
well.
have another one at home, and I think, I don't know, we'll see whether that's enough to finish it. It might be. It's a lot of. It's over 400 yards.
It's nice because it also you can't really see the transition from
No.
the finer
Yeah.
color work to the slightly chunky. I don't want to say chunky gauge. It's not chunky.
Yeah, but it is, and I think the fact that it's black helps, and the fact that it's
black,
speckled.
the speckled, the tweed.
Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Even in the samples that we saw of the
Yeah,
The Warble.
you
Yeah,
couldn't
you really
really
didn't
tell.
notice.
you don't notice.
So clever.
Nobody
It's my
comes
new
up to your
favorite
sweater
thing.
with a gauge ruler and is like,
Well, if they do, you should say, "Get out of my face." See,
Or you say, "Let me tell you how I did it."
I see 22 stitches per inch here, but there's 28 up here. Like,
what's that about?
Like, what did you do?
What's that about?
Yeah.
if somebody
No.
asks you that, they're either like Beth with the baking soda
Right.
and highly knowledgeable. Now they're curious.
Subject matter investigation.
Yes.
Right.
Right. It's either somebody you can have a conversation with about it, be like, "Well, let me tell you all of the details," or it's somebody who you can just be like, "Go away.
You're too close to my phone.
You're too close," and I don't like that.
So this is my third big project that I did also make a lot of progress on,
Oh,
but
nice.
I thought.
That's pretty.
And I thought, again, if I powered through, I could finish this, but then I would have probably slept less. And
Yeah.
and this is me on,
Well, when you have
fire
to
to sleep 2
you
days in a row, it's not
divide,
good.
You're doing multiple
Yeah, exactly,
projects. You
exactly.
sometimes have to divide your
Yeah.
attention.
I usually do one big project and then other medium and small projects, and
Kinda
doing
fold them in.
3 at the same time
Right.
has definitely slowed all of them down, which
Yeah.
is to be expected. But this is the Leia Shawl by Lisa Haynes.
So
And this was a class that Kim, our colleague, taught here at Yarnia on Tuesday evenings. So I'm it's 50 rows of lace, and I blew up the pattern and divided it into sections. I'm pretty much exactly 2/3 of the way through the lace.
Nice.
Do you want to bring it up and
Sure.
show?
I made a
so
mistake
pretty.
and
And this
Thanks, that's
heather.
fine.
You're thinking.
Oh, I'm
Ish.
sorry.
Just 3 stitches. It's fine.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Is it? It's in a. It's at the. It's at the end of a row.
It's at the end of a row.
Oh, cool.
You can kind of spread
I
it
saw
out a bit.
Kim working on this in her Vlogmas. She
Yes, exactly. She's doing
Oh, I
very-
like that lace.
It's really pretty
So
lace,
pretty.
and
That's such a
it
pretty
actually is not. it's not difficult to memorize once you. It's like I like to use the stitch markers. She doesn't use stitch markers for her repeats.
I'm impressed, but also
I use it just to make my life easier because I'm often interrupted by things, and then I don't have to count to figure out where I am.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in the middle of this group of 12 stitches or whatever it is.
I use it so I don't have to think.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It makes it so much more.
You yanked it out.
Oh no.
Dropped it. That's different from yanking it.
That's true. Dropping, yanking.
So I
There's a level
have
of purpose there that's not accounted for.
I have maybe 16 more rows of the lace to do, which will probably be like 1 to 2 evenings, and then after that you kind of continue the twisted rib for a while. So I should finish this in the next week. I absolutely should. This one, and I really was loving working on this. Like for a while there, I thought I might finish this.
You're like, yeah.
And then I went to the Alpine Bloom, and I'm like,
But
oh, I might finish that. I might finish that. So this one I have barely worked on, but the other two I put a good amount of time into.
Yeah.
And I don't have kids in school, so I have no teacher gifts.
You have no teacher gifts. This is Scout.
This is Kelbermal and Scout in hazelnut heather.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It's so pretty.
Really
It's like a pinky brown.
I need to show this to Jonathan because I feel like this might be.
He might like that, right?
He doesn't have a sweater yet because he is very picky.
But he might
But
like
he
this
came
because he
and
likes the
looked at
neutrals,
things.
He
right?
came and looked at things for a hat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was a hat.
So,
Which I haven't started yet because that I'll just give him the yarn and then I'll be like,
Uh-huh.
hi, Merry Christmas.
yeah. And it is funny when I was talking about finishing this before January 1st. I'm thinking like I'm still like in the corporate world, like I have downtime between Christmas and New Year's. I don't have downtime here. Who am I fooling?
There's no downtime.
Who am I fooling? Anyway, whatever.
Prime
We're gonna
time.
finish
Prime time, people.
sometime. So
Excellent.
should
So that your
we-
whips?
That is my 3 big whips.
Well, let's talk about first who won the giveaway last week.
Yes. So
Because
last
otherwise, I will forget that.
episode,
Last episode.
and actually that's why I do this in the morning to hopefully, or the night before, to make sure that we
Retain.
touch all of our points that we're supposed to touch.
Yes.
So the last episode, the question was, what are your must-have 5 notions?
I loved the comments for
Yep,
this because
so
I was
good.
like, oh
so
my God,
specific, and
that's so brilliant. That's so brilliant.
obviously it is a question a lot of people care about because
Yes.
so many people responded and quickly, which
Talk about
I loved.
opinions. I love it.
So,
And what was we were talking about? So many people commented a nail file,
So smart.
yes.
which is great. And then somebody mentioned chapstick or
Uh-huh.
something, and I was like,
And someone had
that's
hand lotion too.
That's
Yes,
what
that
I
is a
need
good idea.
chapstick in all my project bags. That would make my life so happy.
I should do like a little hand cream or some kind
Yeah.
of like
If
lotion
you get
bar
like
or whatever.
the right kind of like chapsticky balm thing, you can also use it if you like your
For
hands
both.
are like dry. and
Yeah.
sticky.
Definitely, as the weather's gotten a little colder, I do feel that when I'm knitting sometimes.
Yeah.
Like where we sit at night when I'm knitting, Jean is close to where I have a little pile of things. I'm like, Jean, can you hand me my hand lotion? And I do like lotion up a little bit and let it sink in for 5 minutes before I really pick up my knitting.
Yeah.
So
I have nail files stashed all around my house, all around the car because if I used to bite my nails, and if there's even like a little uneven thing, I'm like, I just pick at it until I bite it, which is also why I'm trying to wear gel polish because I'm less likely to bite that. Oh, it's hard. Nail files, man.
I had 4 girls first, so anything that I ever had for myself was gone in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, the boys don't. Boys don't do that.
Yeah.
Although Max does love a pedicure.
Maybe I'll get back to it.
Yeah. So what was our comment?
So our winner was Karen Mattingly, 362, and loved her comment so much because not only did she have very specific ideas about what she has in her project bag, and she carries it in a repurposed Ipsy subscription small cosmetic pouch, which Haley also does. And it's funny.
Oh, the Ipsy!
I
Oh my goodness, I forgot about those.
I messaged her at school. I'm like, Haley, do you have any Ipsies? Because I actually want to have a new one for my makeup that I carry, my little bit of makeup that I carry in my bag. But those are great. And a few other people had those too, like Clinique pouches and things like that.
Yeah,
they're so
I read
good.
somebody's
Love a
comment
pouch.
with those. Oh my goodness, my mom
Yeah.
used to get the Clinique pouches all the time.
Yep. But also she said, possibly my favorite episode so far. I blew coffee out my nose when I read the timestamp banner about when the knitting was going to start, which you may do again this week, Karen.
It might happen again, Karen.
Might just happen again, Karen and others. I
think we did okay-ish.
We
I
did.
think we did okay.
You mean today or last
Today.
I don't
we're
know.
approaching 2 hours.
We might need a
Amanda.
timestamp.
We're approaching 2 hours, Amanda.
Right.
So in her little pouch, she carries coconuts, enamel-coated solid ring markers, and light bulb safety pin markers.
Nice.
A small retractable tape measure, teeny tiny scissors, a Susan Bates fix-it tool, and a glass nail file. And she said, yes, I'm very specific. As you know, we are too.
We are too. I love the glass nail file because those last a long time.
Yep.
Love it. I didn't know. We're all like
Looking at our nails. Like,
They last a long time unless you have daughters.
right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
they
a good
don't
one.
last a long time.
Then they
And
disappear into
now
the
I
ether.
steal those supplies from Haley. She has way more than I do.
So what did Karen win?
So Karen won. What did we
Oh,
say?
she won these.
No, yes, we have them.
Right. Her choice.
So,
oh boy,
her
We're
choice
organized-ish.
of
Yeah.
the monthly.
Yeah, this is the December Tosh.
Which we are
Pure
very
imagination.
low on. We
That's
may,
very
but
pretty.
we're gonna get. I definitely want to reorder that, and we can. That's a color we can
Okay.
reorder. It's repeatable.
And the Radiant Rebellion.
Oh, so pretty.
From Knitted Wit,
Right.
we have a good number of those.
Yeah,
Those
and
are
this is a
December's.
female author book, and I forget the name of the author, or what the name of the book is, but I'm
Karen
pretty
Wall.
Walrond.
Karen
Well,
Walrond.
and that's the name of the book. It's
Oh.
the yarn color one.
Yeah, from the name of the
Radiant
book.
Rebellion.
Inspired
Yeah.
by that book. And I brought
Awesome.
some oldies from past months. We still have some Goosebumps. I love this purple so much. The Short Court, which
That we're almost out of.
I love the Short
Court's
Court.
fun.
So pretty.
the
Kenergy. Yep, that's the last one I think of Kenergy.
Ta-da!
Some may or may
And
not be
then
here.
We have, well,
Unless
Ro-
she climbs.
you got till Saturday morning. That's when I put this out. Reluctant Royal on the
That's a
Knitted
really
Wit.
pretty
I love
one.
this color.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beauty.
Right. This one is Passing the Test. And then Marrow Thieves. And there's more, but
Yep,
those,
those
are
are
just a
those
selection
are the recent ones.
of the
And actually,
kinds
one of the easiest ways to find them probably is to scroll through our Instagram because
Oh,
we
yeah.
pretty much always do a post
Yeah.
specifically
Although you
when
can
those come out. They don't say it in
Oh,
the
the
product
knitted
name.
wits don't say it in the product name.
The other ones don't either. They don't say
No.
that they're the color of the month. No, because that's not how they identify
That's
them.
not how they do it.
They and some of them. I mean, they
just
add them
know.
to the catalog, and they will do most of them. Like Knitted Wit will. Sorry, Madeline Tosh will. And but Knitted Wit, we have to order more and everything. So there is one though from this year that I want to reorder from Knitted Wit. The Very Fond of Walking.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so beautiful, and that was the Jane Austen inspired one.
Yeah.
So
Very
so
cool.
Karen, we know you're watching. Let us know.
Yes.
Let us know which one you would like, and we will get that right out to you. Thank you
I love
always for
these.
watching and for commenting.
And then I have a Knitted Wit holiday sock. We still have some holiday sock.
We
in
do.
Knitted
We
Wit.
Yeah.
do. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I very well might cast on a holiday sock on.
Haley picked up a Sassy Santa when she was here for
I
Thanksgiving.
love Sassy Santa.
I
Yeah.
don't remember which Santa I have, but I have one of them.
That's
Yeah.
what I did, I think, Jonathan's holiday socks in, where cranked a tube on Clementine and then did contrast heels and toes because he wanted them really long.
That's so fun. Yeah.
Which was so
Yeah.
fun. And also very quick because he has giant feet.
Mhm.
I don't want to deal with it.
So actually, to make this make sense, we should do our We Have Opinions next.
We should do our We Have Opinions because
We
our
did a little
question...
pre-planning this morning.
Look at us. We're on...
But so let's not say the question yet.
Okay,
But-
so our We Have Opinions section, the question comes from Marjorie Solomon, 4955, and it is, do you make things that are fun to make or fun to wear? What do you do if these are not the same? And I think this is a fantastic question
Yeah.
because I do a little bit of both. The same where I'm like a little bit of a product knitter, a little bit of a process knitter. I enjoy the process. I like the product. And it depends on the project. There's a lot of, it depends on what my motivation is. There's some things where I'm like, I can power through because I'm going to wear this sucker.
Yeah.
Right? And there are some where I'm like, this is a super fun technique. If I make something and it's for me, I have to be able to wear it, which is why it takes me so long and I'm so indecisive about what we're making for sweater classes because
I think that's so understandable though. Yeah, you
like,
want to.
I'm not going to make something that I don't
want to wear.
want to wear if
Yeah.
it's for me.
Yeah.
If it's for somebody else,
Sure.
like Jonathan's sweater is a good example. He wants a shawl collared like professorial sweater.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, all right, cool, but what you want and what I want to make need to overlap.
Yes,
Right.
and that's fair. And that we had the same situation with this.
Yes.
Like, I only showed Gene options for things that I wanted to make.
Exactly.
Because also, he doesn't have as strong opinions, possibly, as Jonathan.
Jonathan has very strong opinions, which is fine.
Gene's
but
pretty
I'm
go
also
with the
like,
flow most of the time.
I'm like, no, I don't like that. No,
Except
I
when
don't
he's
like
not.
that. And I'm like, I'm not making you a drop shoulder because it's gonna look
And see,
terrible.
if I said drop shoulder to Gene, he'd be like, what do you mean? He doesn't know what that is.
I had to describe it to Jonathan. So I kind of, I mean, I think a lot of things are fun to make, but you don't see me doing a lot of intarsia because I don't enjoy intarsia,
Mm-hmm.
which is why. But this one I wanted to wear.
Right, so it was
And I
worth
was like,
the intarsia.
It was worth it, although weaving in all those damn ends. Yeah. So,
Here it is.
what about you, Amanda?
I don't know. I do both. I usually get into obligation knitting for the thing, and I don't necessarily want to make the thing. Like, I probably, like my parents' sweaters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would really rather be working on my Hooked on Grannies and finishing
Yeah,
that up.
yeah.
That's what I would love to be working on. I enjoy that. But I really need to finish this blanket right now. Some things, yeah. But that's all for other people.
Yeah.
Right? So
Uh-huh,
the things
yeah.
that I want the thing for somebody else, but I'm not thrilled with what I'm making. If it's for somebody else, I'll finish it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
If it's for me, that's what usually hits my whips of no return.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
So
I
we've
have
got,
some of those.
we have the bobble sweater, which I really want the thing, but it's for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the discipline to knit for me. The way I have the
You
discipline
don't.
to knit
It's
for
a big
things,
return,
the
I
things
like
that I make
that.
for myself that aren't fun to make, this don't get finished. Like
Yeah.
the bobble sweater,
Uh-huh.
like the Rowan Afghan.
Oh,
the
yeah,
bubble
that's
tweed
right.
Afghan,
Yes,
which I
yes.
love.
Uh-huh.
The
But you
look
got
of,
to
and I
a
want the
part that
thing,
was
but
annoying, right?
I did. To a part that has 3-color mosaic.
Uh-huh.
And it's such a pain to get through those. And then what else?
3 passes per row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lace weight silk shawl that I really would like the thing. But
Oh,
have to
I remember that,
continue
yeah.
To knit 150 grams of silk lace weight, which
Yeah.
is not as fun to do as it sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I
For
got,
any of you that thinks it sounds fun, it's less fun.
I know. And I have the Comfort Fade cardigan that I think
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to be like, Kathleen, sleeve
Yeah.
time.
I'll happily do
I'm
your
just going to
sleeves.
hand you the bag. And the same with the Dame de Fer cardigan, which
Oh,
is
yes, yes,
fingering
yes.
weight. I want that. I
Yeah.
got through kind of the fun part where
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
the textured yoke, and now I'm at the back and forth for a fingering weight cardigan, and
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not the knit rounds that are getting me. It's
Yeah,
the
the
purl
purl
rows
rounds.
where I'm
Oh my
just
God.
like, it's not hard. I'm just like, ugh,
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
But
anything, I'm more
things-
likely to do the sleeves on that first. So that's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So things that I enjoy the knitting, they get done so fast.
Yeah.
Like a lot of shawls. Oh, I love shawls that have different sections and like
Uh-huh.
but
yeah, the
nothing
taking
is
changes
tedious.
and- yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is
like
as
Stacia Soraya.
oh,
That was really fun.
That was
that
amazing.
was
potato chip.
that was quick. I mean,
Yes.
considering what a big shawl it is.
And so many different fun cables.
That's
and
why it was
lace
so
and,
fun. Yeah, it
like,
was. You were
all sorts of
constantly
things.
moving
You
on
need
to the next
something that's
thing.
gonna. I feel like I need something that's gonna keep me motivated. Whether it's motivated to do the next section because I want to see what the next section looks
Yeah.
like, or motivated to finish it so I can be like, I can wear it, or someone can wear it. I think also, like, the thing is, I enjoy knitting shawls and I wear them sometimes, but I don't always wear them. But the nice thing about shawls and things where it's like, they're fun to make, but even if I'm not necessarily going to wear it, they're a good gift.
They're
Yeah.
a great gift because you're
Right?
not worried about size.
Because
Yeah,
you're not
exactly.
worried about
I
size.
have given away a lot of mine that
Yeah.
I really didn't wind up wearing. It's like, that's a nice thing. It's like if one of my sisters, I want to give them just a little, like, you know, love you
Little
kind of gift.
something.
You know, that's what I
Yeah.
will do. Yeah.
I hoard mine. I love my babies.
But there's some that where I'm like, it's colors
wear
that
them.
I love, but I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily going to wear.
Yeah.
Or I find I'm never reaching for them, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot I don't.
If I'm,
But it doesn't matter. I still love them. I can never get them.
Yeah.
if they're
I'm more that
ones
way
that I
with
never.
sweaters. I'm more that
Oh no, I
this-
hoard my
I
sweaters.
hoard this, yeah.
hoard the sweaters.
I hoard the sweaters. I
you
hoard the
hoard
sweaters.
shawls.
I give away the shawls.
My children take my sweaters though, so that's
Yeah.
my.
So you have that
Like,
complication going on.
well, but if it's one that I don't like adore,
Yeah.
right? Like Abby's wearing the pink one. I would not wear the pink cotton sparkling one that she's wearing today.
Yeah.
But she loves it. Great.
So that's great.
Great,
Exactly.
great. You
Yeah.
have someone to.
yeah. So I have.
So sorry, I think I'm kind of somewhere in the middle with both of you, as we often do, and I think partly it's because I mostly really only ever knit for myself, right? That's but that
Yeah.
that does come into play. I totally make things I want to wear. I would say
Yeah.
like 95% of the time, the reason I make something is because I want to wear it. If I enjoy the technique, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
But I can't even think of the last time I've done something to do a technique. And it interests me. Like when, I watch a lot of different knitting podcasts and things, and you hear people who talk about how much they love being a process knitter and doing all these, and I'm like, nope, I just want the thing.
You're
Yeah.
a product knitter. You're like a
Totally
pure
a product knitter. I really am. Though I appreciate the techniques as I'm doing them. I
Right.
wouldn't say
Well,
that
I mean,
I'm not
obviously, you wouldn't
motivated by
do
them.
something that you don't
That I really hate.
appreciate, right?
I might even do things that I don't really enjoy if I love the product. I will.
Right. You'll power through.
And that's not to say I don't have 40 whips, tucked away, and
yeah.
most of them cataloged on Ravelry, but not even all of them.
See, you're good about organizing. Mine are they're somewhere. They're somewhere.
I mean,
in my office.
I know where they
Or
are in
in my living
Ravelry.
room.
It doesn't mean that I know where they are in my home. Though I do sometimes, like when I find them again, I will put a note about where I've stashed them
That's
in
smart.
Ravelry.
You're like, P.S. Look in this cabinet.
in the secondary knitting bin in the living room or
Yeah.
whatever.
See, that's good. So that leads us to our question for you.
I might be doing Make 9 next year. I think that would be fun.
See, you're
Yeah.
good about that. That motivates you. And whereas I'm like, I'm going to do this. And then it is out of my head as soon as I say it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And I'm
think I
like,
might
oh,
do that.
didn't I say that?
My
I'm
cue-
distracted by shiny objects.
I am clearly too, and that's why I have a queue, and I even reorganized my queue. I deleted a few things from it. I think the first 18 things in my queue are really probably the next 18 things I want to make.
Yeah.
But then I will see the mitts that you made and
And
be
you're like, oh, I want to
wanna
do
make
those. And mitts are so quick. Why not?
Exactly, and then I have things that I put in my queue that I bought the yarn for that I'm like, I'm going to make that next week.
Oh, yeah.
and
I
then,
have stuff that
and
I've
then
yarned.
it's like the new shiny. It's always the new shiny comes along.
What's new? What's
Oh,
shiny?
the
That's what I
black
wanna do.
sweater. I gotta fit the sleeves in the black sweater. That's been on the
Which
side
black
since
sweater.
That's right.
my dance instructor's black
Right.
sweater.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's
Yep.
been on the side since I started this blanket in
Since
July.
the baby stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, but this is the thing. Sometimes life happens and you're like, I got
Yeah.
a baby to knit for.
Yeah.
I've
Kids.
literally done nothing but like obligation knitting all year long. I mean,
Wow, yeah.
You need to take some for you.
I did my colorwork fingering weight sweater, but that was for Rhinebeck, and it was also
And that was
finishing-
over a long
It
period
was
of time.
finishing up a languishing web.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
I do this every couple of years. I'm like, I want to try to figure out a way to actually really complete the whips that I want to complete.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, like, as I finish projects, I'll alternate one new one and one whip.
Yeah. I also
Best
think that I need
intentions.
to work
We'll
on
see.
letting go of whips that I won't complete.
I've
And I think
definitely
my
gotten
first
better with
step
that.
is I am going to give you that Comfort Fade cardigan. Because
I'm so
I
excited.
was
Oh,
thinking
I
about
love
this.
that.
My
I loved the
office-
green. I love the green. Like, I did the yellow, and I liked the yellow, but I love the
You
green.
like the green. I mean, and I was looking at my office the other day, like when I was teaching the class, and I was like, it is. Granted, all of the Christmas gifts are in there too, right? So
Uh-huh.
like, I
But it's, like,
got
full.
piles of stuff.
I have
But-
a spot in the basement that I stashed Christmas gifts.
I need to do a purge.
Yeah,
I need
not
to do a
bought Christmas
purge.
gifts.
I need to clear out. And like, there are some whips that I know I'm never gonna do. I'm never gonna like either rip it out and reuse the yarn, donate the yarn, do something, or
You
just
could donate
just
the
say
project too, by the way.
I could donate the project.
Well, that's what she's talking about with me.
I know. I'm donating that Comfort Fade to Kathleen.
Yeah, but like the Dame de Fer, if somebody wants to do it.
Yeah, if anyone
Yeah,
wants
though-
to do a solid 14 inches of fingering weight stockinette back and forth, please let me know.
But I feel like
In
some-
gray.
with something like that, like
Dark gray.
Dark gray.
one thing you can do is like literally, even if you tell yourself like, you know, once a week you're going to pick it up and work on it for an
Yeah.
hour, like that, you will get it done. Like that
Yeah.
is the kind of thing that will, if you want to have
Yes,
it.
and I'm always the person where I mean, there was one cardigan, and I can't remember which one, that sat on a desk in the kitchen with the buttons on it. Everything was done except for the buttons
Yeah.
for
Oh, I've
almost
done
a
that.
full year.
I've done
And then
that.
finally, I was like, "What am I doing? This takes 15 minutes."
Yeah,
and I sat
I know.
down and I placed the buttons and I did it, and I was like, "Why did it take me a year?"
So you know
Oh.
what? Maybe we should do like for January, like, and I feel like we've done this
Like
before.
a resolution.
Well, just like a knock it out January.
Well,
just
yes.
like see how many
a lot
of those
people
little
do
things.
finish it February.
Oh,
I like
let's
that.
do finish in
Yeah,
February
let's do
because that
finish in
kicks it
February.
off.
February. Roxanne
Yes.
Richardson does that, but finish
I
it
love her.
February.
Yeah. All right.
Finish in
I'm down
February.
for finish
Dry
in February.
January will all be.
I'm not doing dry
I'm not
January.
doing dry January.
I'm not doing dry January. I'm not doing no sugar January. Nuh-uh. Absolutely not. I am
Let's
not
finish in
restricting
February.
January. January is the depths of winter.
Yeah.
You've got to have something
Yeah.
to look forward to, and that something, for me, is a Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's do our question. Our question for the day
Is do you make things that are fun to make or fun to wear?
and what do you do if they're not the same?
That's right.
Thank you, Marjorie. This was a great question.
I know.
So our giveaway winner this week will win
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. So we haven't
our
talked about
new
this
in
yet.
store
New in
thing.
store, which is
Oh my
another
God, I
brand
love
that
this
we
one.
recently brought
Mother
in.
and I are gonna
In
find out what
addition
this one.
to Malabrigo is a tenty.
A
So a
tenty bag.
tenty
Yes.
makes gorgeous
Snuggle with Nelson.
there
we go.
gorgeous project bags, pouches,
They're so well made.
coats, purses. I mean, we've definitely had
That's
some
beauty.
people who
I told you.
have no involvement with knitting and crochet come into the store to buy some of their bags. So we did our first order, and we got, I don't know, we got like 20 tote bags
We
or
got a
something.
lot.
I think there were 3 left.
I mean, they went quick, yo.
They went very quick. We are going to reorder. I'm going to call them probably later today. We're going to see what they have available to
Pouches.
come quickly. But we do still have a fair number of pouches, and these are really well priced. I don't think any of them are over $40.
No, these are really nice. And I have to say, size-wise, honestly, I would use this as a clutch, too.
That was one of
This
the reasons
is
I got so many of these.
a sock project bag, a notions bag.
Like a nice big notions bag to go in your
Or-
beautiful project bag, or a clutch.
Dump all your stuff out,
Totally.
throw your
I was
phone
gonna say,
and a 20, and you're like,
They're so cute.
I
yeah, totally.
So
I
this
put my
is-
phone and keys in there all the time.
This is
Yeah,
the
this would-
Orly. This is oh shoot, I knew the name. Oh,
Spot on.
It's on the tags. Spot on night. Spot on
on
rose.
Nice.
Those, I forget what those are.
Twinkle.
Twinkle in the tool pouch.
I like the
This
tool
I
pouch.
love.
I love this
What
one,
is
too.
that one? That's so pretty.
I love the size.
We do have
think I like
one
size.
Charlie tote left in. What is that pattern again?
Incense.
Incense.
is really pretty.
That's
you can
so
get
pretty.
matchies.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can do matchies
I
and
like a chair upholstery.
I know, right? This is
they're so beautiful. Beautiful
It
fabrics.
is like upholstery fabric.
This is
all
like
made
a
in the USA.
velvety textured thing. The spot on is like a
Yeah,
with,
it's
like,
it's a
the
velvet polka dot
dots.
on a beautiful,
This is
heavy,
embroidered.
kind
Yeah,
of
this is embroidered.
nubbly ivory fabric.
Your needles are not going to poke through this.
No,
Like
no.
this is
I was
nice.
thinking this would be a perfect size for my crochet hooks.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
fantastic.
Yep.
I also love
Tool.
that they have the bottom of this
It-
has the like
The
vertical
detail.
line. of
They
the
these are
embroidery
totally
is,
all
like,
fussy cut. They
made-
really are.
Yeah, they
I
are.
was
Beautifully done.
when I was taking them out and checking them
I
in
love
and
that.
everything. The
Thoughtful.
patterns are beautifully placed.
That makes me
like
very
this.
happy.
Look where the rose is. It's
Yeah.
and they're not all identical to this, but they're all nicely placed.
Yeah, they're
so
all nicely
there's a
done.
lot of care that
It's a nice
goes into the
zipper,
making
too.
of these. Yep.
So these are beautiful.
Really heavy, great quality.
So, answer our question in the comments
And you can
below.
be entered in the drawing for any of our attendee pouches or the toolkit. And we're not including the bags right now because we really don't think we're going to have any by the time you see this.
We need to get more.
We are going
Yeah.
to get more.
We
But,
will get more.
but so
We will.
you'll get to know how great a brand this is. If you
This
don't
is
already,
awesome.
which, I feel like they're in some
great.
nicer yarn stores. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we've joined the club.
Joining the Attentive Club.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So in
So
the
that is
meantime,
that.
guys, thank you so much for watching. And we hope that you are having a fantastic holiday season, regardless of what you celebrate or don't celebrate. We hope you have a lovely New Year, but we'll see you before the New Year.
We will.
And in the meantime,
Winter solstice is going to be.
Oh yeah, solstice, shortest day of the year, which just means every other day is getting longer.
Yay!
Yay!
Hate the dark.
I know. I'm ready. I'm ready for it to get lighter.
I like it. It's cozy.
It is cozy though. But thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to follow us, like and subscribe down below so you'll get notifications, including all of our Vlogmas stuff.
And please do feel free to comment whether you're answering the question or not. We love to read your comments and to get to know you all better.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be in the area, give us a shout. We'd love to meet you.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So take care again, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye. So you want to hear about our toaster in reality? We have, I have a weird toaster story.
What?
So my friend Michael, who sadly we don't really speak anymore because I didn't respond timely to like 3 of his messages in a row, and now he's dropped me in June, which is really sad. He was the best man at our wedding, and he was my friend first, but he's had a lot of stuff going on in his life. Anyway, I'm hoping we reconnect someday. But we were such good friends that when his dad ordered a toaster on Amazon, a very expensive, like $150 toaster, by a company that no longer exists, probably because they made $150 toasters, instead of getting 1, he got 4.
What?
Yeah, they sent him like a box of
much
4.
more affordable.
Exactly. So, you know, he used 1. I think he gave 1 to Michael's sister, and then he gave the other 2 to Michael, saying, like, you know, these are really nice toasters, like, give 1 to a friend. So we were seeing him that weekend, and when we get to his house, he gave us a toaster.
Excellent.
It was a really nice toaster. It holds 4 slices, it's got, you know, all kinds of levels and whatever.
Yeah.
And we've had this toaster for, I don't know, probably longer than we've had Yarnia. And then one day recently, we put probably 6 months ago now, we put the plunger down and it didn't stay. It just popped right back up, and it won't toast when you do that. So, you know, I look online, how do you fix these things? This one's got a different construction than the usual toaster construction. So I'm like, you know, if I could just find something that would fit in that space, it could hold the plunger down, and then I'll just set a timer and check on my toast at the end of the time. So, so I'm like, oh, a wine cork would be perfect. It like fills that spot, but it needs to be a little taller. So I sawed 1 in half and I joined them together, and now we have this thing that perfectly fits.
Oh, perfect.
The space. It's like my toaster.
Okay, you have a weird little toaster.
A weird little toaster. So it's the perfect thing. But now sometimes it even catches, even like when you go to put the thing in, it catches on its own. Like we're training it to work again.
It's a sentient toaster.
Maybe. So anyway, that's the story of the toaster. And Jean's kind of like thinking we should get a new toaster, but all the toasters that are as cool as those are over $100.
Yeah.
No, and who wants to spend $100 on a toaster?
When all you need is a wine cork.
All you need is a wine cork.
And an Amazon listing.
There you go.
And you already have a sentient toaster.
So there we go. That is the toaster story.